Nowadays, you've got more facilities to do these things. Before, it was much harder. I mean, now you can Google someone and in 10 minutes you know everything about him. Those days, the judges were harsher.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding evolved with good things, bad things, but those days, judges were all old bodybuilders. They know how to look at a body. Nowadays, judges, not disrespectful, but when you have a bikini girl as a judge to judge bodybuilding, she haven't been to those trenches. She doesn't understand the tie-in between the hamstrings and the glutes. She looks at someone and goes, oh, nice or not nice. Nothing wrong, but they cannot judge that like they used to judge in the old days.
But then you started martial arts.
So when I left the boarding
And you loved
school,
it because it also taught you discipline.
even when I was in the boarding school, I always loved martial arts.
Yep.
First one close to your house. So I started doing Kung Fu. And then I met this guy, he was from Tunisia, and he was very good with Taekwondo. He was like really good. So then I started playing Taekwondo, competitive Taekwondo. And I had this dream in my head, I just want to win tournaments. So I did 2 tournaments, and second tournament, my hip came out. Martial arts was still evolving, not like now. You know what I mean? Basically, there was not many guards, not many head guards, not many shin guards. Remember the movies like Bloodsport,
Bloodsport.
No Retreat, No Surrender.
Yeah,
it was one of those. And then my hip came out. They put it back in. Then it came out again. And then I'm like, I cannot stretch. Basically for a long time. So then I had to stop. I told him, look, I want 3 supplements. He goes, not problem. I told him, if I compete overseas, you pay the air tickets. He goes, yeah, okay, no problem. I told him, I want all the steroids for free. He goes, amen, I cannot give you steroids because we have a line of pharmacies. He goes, what about if I give you the money and you buy the steroids? I'm like, oh, shit.
Hey guys, not to take up too much of your time so we can get straight into the podcast, allow me to thank my sponsors quickly. Macro Foods, you can go to macrofoods.com.au and use code MTP10 to get 10% off all your orders. Nutrition Warehouse, your number 1 supplement store. You can go to nutritionwarehouse.com.au and you can use code MTP15 to get 15% off. And Alka Power Water, your number 1 alkaline water, found in many, many stores. Go down into our description and you can find out more. Born in Malta, 1969. We're the same age. You're the youngest of 3. Mostly raised by his grandfather. At the age of 10, lost 3 significant loves in his life in 48 hours. By 11, was taking care of himself. Some rough teenage years, boarding school. Left school at 17, more rough years. Took up martial arts, loved the discipline and structure. First gym visit was at 18 and the soreness stopped him. 5 months later, he decided to go back. And then 5 months later, from there, he did his first comp. 18 months later, won his first nationals. 3 world championships, 8 national titles, 7 Mr. Universe finalists. Mr. Australia, Mr. Malta, Mr. World. His posing was and still is highly regarded. Please help me welcome known for everything is possible by your mindset. Charlie Duca.
Thanks. Good, thanks.
You're well?
I'm well.
Hey, tell us about your morning shake again. What do we have in the morning shake again?
I just put everything which I think is good for my body. So I put
so one big tick in the morning. What is it?
Everything. So I put this specific protein powder, which is made from bone broth.
Oh, bone broth. Okay.
And then I add glycine. So
where do you get that protein powder from?
iHerb.
iHerb. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then I put colostrum. I've been using colostrum since 1995.
What's colostrum good for?
Oh, if I have to explain it, it's going to take 1 hour.
Oh, no, don't worry.
I'll tell you a bit later.
Later.
Yeah. I put colostrum, I put glutamine, then I put flaxseed, then I put pineapple, then I put greens.
You said walnuts.
Then I put almonds as well.
Right, sorry.
Yeah. And then I just mix the whole thing. So
what do you mix it with? Water?
Blender.
Water?
Yeah, just a bit of water.
Ice?
The pineapple is cold. Everything is in the fridge.
Oh, if the pineapple. Yeah. Wow.
So, and then I just drink that one, probably more for breakfast.
For breakfast?
Yeah.
What time is breakfast for you?
About 5:30 in the morning.
5:30? Yeah. Before you leave or when you get to the gym?
No, as soon as I wake up.
As soon as you wake up?
Yeah. As soon as I wake up, I have a decaf. I'm still used to coffee, so I have a decaf.
Why
every day.
decaf, man? You're bloody
I'm trying
European.
to keep the coffee down. I have so much coffee, so I'm like to slow down on coffee.
Decaf's not coffee there.
Yeah, just fake it until you make it. I want to stop having coffee. I mean, so just
Don't worry. When I wake up, I have a Greek coffee straight away. Like I get up. For me, usually what I do is, that's a very good shake. I used to have once upon a time a shake like that. I don't have it anymore. But for me, when I wake up, I have a cold shower. I've been doing it for years. Cold shower. Wintertime's the worst, of course, but takes 2 minutes. Get under there quickly. Oh my God, screaming, and the neighbors can hear me. Oh my God, I'm screaming my head off because it's cold. And then, I have, I do a few other little rituals, but I have a black coffee. It's like I just got to have a black coffee because, I don't know, it just seems like it's comforting, that coffee, isn't it? Like you just have it. It seems like, I don't smoke, you don't smoke, but it's like having a cigarette. A coffee, you know what I'm trying to say? So it's something good. But yeah, so tell me, let's start with, whereabouts in Malta were you born?
So my dad was in the army, so I was
in the
born
army?
in the military hospital.
The military hospital?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Basically. So I
What
don't remember. It was
No, of course you will say you're a baby. But your dad, so what did he do in the military?
just normal soldier,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Okay. So which part of Malta?
Up until the age of 3, I would grow up in like the middle part of the island.
Yeah.
It's called Ormi.
Yeah.
And then when I was 3, we moved to a new area,
Mm-hmm.
which is further down, sort of south. It's called Vgora.
Yeah.
And I stayed there until I came here.
Okay. We'll get, how old were you when you came here?
27, I think.
The whole family came here?
No, I just came here on
No,
holidays.
on your own. Sorry, your own, yeah.
I came here with back then was my girlfriend.
Yes.
I came here for a holiday,
Yeah.
and then I got a job, and I just stayed here.
Those days have changed.
Yeah.
You just can't stay here anymore.
They got me the visa and everything.
Yeah, of
else.
course.
You know what I mean?
What was it that you liked about this place when you came and thought I'd stay?
The parks.
The what?
The parks, the public gardens.
Yeah.
I mean, Malta's nice. If you told me I was going to leave the island, I would say never going to leave the island. It's really, it's a good place.
I can imagine.
But I remember when I came here, it was similar like back home, but with a lot of trees.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, this is nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I went to buy some supplements, as you do, when you're young, a bit cockier,
Yeah.
not a bit cockier.
Yeah.
I went to buy some supplements, and I went to buy some amino acids. And there was this guy, older guy, and he tried to sell me stuff. Like, so he was saying his own thing, tried to sell me stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, and I was at a passion on amino acids.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like my thing. I mean,
All right. You're
And
still with amino? You still think amino acids is the way to go?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, and I started to argue with him like you do when you're young. And it just happened there was the general manager of a supplement company.
Okay.
He goes, man, you're quite good. I'm like, yeah, I'm the best. Like those days, it's like when you're young, you're quite a bit cocky,
Yeah.
He goes, it's good if you meet with the owner. He goes, because he loves, amino acids. So cut the story short, I met up with the owner, and he goes, do you want a job? I'm like, man, I'm here on holidays. He goes, I'll get you the visa. And I started working for that company, and I stayed with them for a while.
How long did you stay with the company for?
96, then 2001, I went back home to open up a gym. And then I came back 2002, and I stayed with them for the 1 year, 2 years.
You went back to Malta to open up a gym?
Yeah.
But you came back in 2002. Why?
I came just exactly 1 year. When I came in 96, I had no plans to stay here, but it's like 1 year, and then 1 year, and then 1 year. Then I started to compete again.
Sounds like you're competing.
Yeah, and then I started to compete again. And then when I went back home, I remember we had the location ready. I had to build up the gym. I woke up in the morning and I went to do cardio, like in the streets, and I'm like, man, I just don't want to stay here. I just want to go back.
Really?
But I had a commitment with the gym. So I had to build up the gym, get it running, sold my share.
Oh, so you had partners?
Yeah. And then I just came back exactly 1 year.
Wow. Is the gym still there?
Oh, yeah, I've got 3 of them. We're good friends. He's one of my best friends.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you wish you stayed involved?
Not really. When I look at the past, I'm in a good position now in my life. So
Yeah, no, of course.
whatever I've done, it came up good.
No, I think it's good
mean,
never
so-
to look back. Yeah, no, don't look back. Don't look back. So you were okay. So let's go. We'll get into where you are today in relation to what you did here in Australia, the competing, the the titles. But just to recap a few things that I said there. So you were raised by your grandfather, yeah?
Yeah. So my grandfather was sort of like the wise old man of the village.
Right.
I mean, so everybody loved him. You know what I mean? And I don't know
nice.
how many grandkids were like over there, like rabbits.
Yeah.
So many freaking kids jumping on top of each other. But everybody knew it. You know what I mean? I was like his favorite.
Yeah.
And I spent a lot of time with him, and you learn a lot. You mean sometimes people teach you not when they try to teach you, but when you observe them doing things,
It's the best way to learn.
and it's the best way to learn. So I spent most of my life with him, basically, until he passed away.
Hey guys, Steve here. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. You know the drill. We'd love you to subscribe. We'd love you to hit the notification bell. Why? It gets us out there, allows us to go and get bigger, better, greater. We've already had some great guests, as you know, but we want to continue this. We want to continue this journey with you. So if you could, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you're notified each time we put up a new podcast. Thank you for allowing me to take you away from the podcast. Let's get back to it. So if you could think of one thing that he taught you, just something, what would it be?
Definitely helping others makes a big difference.
Helping others.
Yeah.
Explain.
When you help others, it gives you certain confidence in you, and it gives you certain happiness.
Yeah.
You always feel good.
Yeah, you do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We always search what makes you happy, when in reality, things that makes you happy, we don't do them.
So when you're saying helping others, obviously this doesn't involve getting paid. This is involved in actually you're genuinely helping someone.
Yeah. You just wake up in the morning and you say, today I'm going to help this guy. Today I'm going to do this. It doesn't have to be for 1 hour.
No.
But if one of your friends, he's going through a hard time, you just get the phone while you're driving. You go, hey, how's things going?
Oh, yeah.
You mean, you create that habit.
Yeah.
You mean, basically, just to be there.
Yeah. But I don't know if we do that today, do you think?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who does it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's always good people and bad people. It's just the ones who you hang around with.
That's the truth. I don't know. But the thing is, many people act like they want to help you. And they do genuinely.
Yeah.
They don't want, but I don't think they never turn up. They like the word, I'm here to help you. When someone says, someone says, I'll give you a call.
Yeah.
But then they don't call you, but it sounded good. Like, okay. Or I'll come and visit you. And you go, okay. But they don't come and visit you.
I understand. It's
like everybody likes the sound when they say
Yeah.
it to you, but no one does the action. Where your grandfather, it sounds like he was more action person.
Yeah. But it's like when you meet someone, he goes, how's your day? And before you open your mouth, he doesn't even care. Whatever you say, he doesn't even hear it. He just said it out of habit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You mean, it's just habit to say, I even think from my own experience, when someone going through a really, really bad time, I think the last thing he needs to hear when you ask him, are you okay?
That's fucked.
Yeah, because
you
if
should
I
know it.
if I know you're going through a hard time, and I say, are you okay? And I'm like, man, which planet do you live on?
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, I personally, I'm very attentive to people talking, and I don't care what they say. I don't, never.
Yeah.
I'll come and visit you. Just hang up the phone. Like, not okay. Like, I don't hold my breath for nobody. When someone does something beyond the voice is when I'm shocked, and I'm so grateful, because then I see a character who steps further than their words. And for me, I think that even myself, when I talk, I also know words are cheap. So if I do say something, what haunts me is that I said it, I have to fulfill it.
Yeah.
Whether I want to or not, I said it. I have to fulfill it.
Yeah.
so many people, like I said to you, I think, and also know that, you know, like I said, we'll get into this a little bit, but the podcast is about people listening, enjoying. But don't you think this includes everybody wants to understand what men are thinking? Everybody, like the women, society.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to work out a man. I'll tell you why first. And we don't know. We want to open up. We're too scared to open up, because when we open up, you can watch around you. They can't handle it. They can't handle a man's problems. Meaning, we wake up in the morning. I don't know about you. The first thing I say is, how am I going to pay my bills? How am I going to do this? And why haven't I done enough? And how much more can I do? It's just a common thing of a man. Even if you're married, the first thing you think of is your wife and your children. We do this. Imagine trying to explain that to someone every day. Like, what do you think?
Look,
because they always ask us
Yeah.
to open up. But I think every time we do, no one wants to listen.
I'm 56.
Yes, I'm
And
56.
yeah, and I spend a lot of time, especially after I stopped competing, just to analyze things. So now I don't think.
No, you don't think it's a waste of time.
No, I just wake up.
Yeah.
You mean?
Okay,
And
yeah,
I just wake
understand.
up and I do my own thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes thinking is just a waste of energy.
It is a waste of energy. Yeah, I agree with you.
You mean? And even when someone give me his opinion, what he say doesn't mean exactly what he thinks.
Mm.
You mean? And if I'm gonna think what he's thinking or what he's saying, it's so much wasted energy. I mean, I'm sort of one of those guys channeled on what I want to do.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, so if someone says something, I'm not gonna say I'll give an example. If someone comes to me, do posing, and they say, I'm natural, I'm not gonna say maybe he's geared, maybe he's not geared.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, okay, you're natural. If you're not natural, it's not my problem. You have a problem.
it's your problem. Yeah, I got
But
you.
I don't even think or ask. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's I've learned that too myself.
I mean, it's too much wasted energy to try to understand what people are thinking.
Or trying to guess and
Yeah, I mean,
extract
you got
information.
your own things to think about. Just don't waste energy. Try to understand. Sometimes I can even understand myself, let alone try to understand someone else.
Yeah. I just think that everybody's trying to, at the moment, it seems like they want men to open up. But I personally believe we want to. We're just not good at that. And the world can't handle it. Like my dad, I would not to say, my uncles, everybody, if they had problems, they played cards and screamed at each other, or they had nuts and drank Greek. Like, what I mean is, nobody's went so deep into a man's emotions, even, you know what I mean? But now everybody wants to dive in and find out.
I think we went from one extreme to another now.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Me personally, if I have a problem, I don't talk about it. I just fix it.
Yeah.
You mean? That's the way I am. You mean, sometimes
I think it's the way.
when you bottle things inside,
Yeah.
you give it priority
Yeah.
and you deal with it.
Yeah.
And then I talk about my problem with you, and you give me your opinion, and it put me in that direction. And then I talk with him, and he give me his opinion, and I go other direction, and I keep going in zigzag, and the problem will stay there.
Yeah.
You mean, basically, this is what, the older you get, the more experience you have in your life. And if you spend time by yourself and you dig deep in your subconscious, most of those situations, you've been there before.
Really?
Yeah, and if you dig into your subconscious, you will always find that answer. This is my opinion. When you go to speak to a psychologist, doesn't even know you, and I start talking things or whatever, I get irritated. I'm like, man, you can't understand what freaking I've been through.
Have you spoken to a psychologist?
I spoke with a few of them.
No, well, I have. I just want to ask.
I spoke with a few of them. Like, I need to feel, especially when I would go into divorce and everything.
Oh, yes.
And I talk about this and this and this. The best one I've had, he goes, I understand. He goes, but you need to deal with it. I cannot help you. I'm like, no, but I said, no, I feel better.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I feel better. Don't give me hope, which doesn't make any freaking sense. I mean, but that's me. I mean, I think a bit different than most people. So that's the way it is.
Yeah, I'm very similar to you. I don't try to question people. I don't think I need to. I think what they tell you, you have to go with. Whether if it's a lie, it's their own, not yours. It's their lie. Like you said, he says natural, she says natural. What doesn't matter? It's up to, that's okay. If you're doing it, it's your problem, not mine. I'll teach you how to pose. That's about it. So I understand that. So
It's a problem because when you, for example, in that example, when someone lie, he just close the conversation. If you say, look, I'm not natural, I'm using this, this, and this, I might say, maybe I have to tweak it a bit, or I remember, be careful about this one.
yeah,
And then you get some bit of free advice. But when you say, I'm natural, then the conversation is closed.
yeah. Well, I don't know.
And you got no way to grow, basically.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. So, raised by your grandfather, and at the age of 10, you lost your grandfather, your father, and your dog. Doesn't matter. Within 48 hours, what the hell? What happened there, mate?
So
I'm assuming something's age and something had to.
So my father was, I told you, in the army, and then he was in an accident.
What accident was he? I saw that.
Nothing. He just fell and he bumped his head in the wrong spot.
Okay.
Which is stupid, basically. And then he went for surgery and he came out on a wheelchair because they touched something in his brain.
Oh my God.
And then my mom had to take care of him. Those days there was no rehab and those things. So my mom had to focus. I was 6, had to focus more on him.
Yeah.
And so I spent more time even with my granddad, basically. And then my dad was going more backwards. My grandfather was still healthy. And then in 3 months' time, my granddad was getting worse. My granddad. And then I remember my granddad passed away. And we're at the cemetery. And someone came to talk to my mom. He goes, your husband passed away. So, don't put the concrete cement on because... So then my dad passed away while we were in the cemetery, burying my granddad. And then my mom went into a shock.
Yeah, you said.
Basically. And then one of my aunties, she decided to take my dog away. So my dog disappeared. I got no idea why.
Oh, right.
And then my brother went to live with his girlfriend. And my sister went overseas. So then I ended up just taking care of myself. My mom, she's good, but at that time she was just heavily medicated.
Yeah. The stress would have got to her. The pain.
Yeah, so then I ended up basically, one morning I just woke up and there's nothing.
Yeah, that's right. And you were, at age 11, you started looking after yourself, yeah?
Because she went back, in her head, she went back to the good old days. So even if I want money to go to school, to buy lunch, she gave me the equivalent of like 15 years before.
Is it because of the medication?
Because she cocooned herself in the good days. It's a survival mode.
Yeah.
But you don't pick and choose. It's survival, that's how it is.
Yeah.
So I go to school. So other kids wake up in the morning. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, how am I going to get food today? Where am I going to get the money to get the food? And then you kind of try to, live.
So then you become a teenager that the rough 2 years, you got into trouble and you ended up in boarding school. Yeah,
because I was sort of taking care of myself. So if I had to choose between going to school and not going to school, it's very easy.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to school. Anyone who's 11 years old, if a choice, doesn't go to school.
Still today.
Yeah. So then I spent like 1 year, I didn't go to school, nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got caught and I went to school and then I got some stupid shit basically at school. And then I was getting in big trouble and then they said, we need to take care of this guy. And there was this boarding school and my friend went to that boarding school. And my mom spoke with her cousin who was a lawyer. And he goes, look, if we put him there, after 6 weeks, 8 weeks, we can get him out. Otherwise, if we're going to wait, he's going to get there for a long time. It was a boarding school, but it was quite renowned. It either makes you or breaks you.
Really?
So basically, I end up in this boarding school. Suppose, it was funny, because suppose I went there to give me a lesson. To show me.
Teach you a lesson.
So I went there, it was like a Hilton for me. Because I woke up in the morning and I got breakfast. 11 o'clock, I got a snack. 1 o'clock, there's lunch.
Yeah.
Tuesday, we had like, those days it was like the VHS.
Yeah.
We watch a film.
Yeah.
Thursdays we had movies. I'm like, this is not punishment. Punishment when I was outside.
Right.
I'm like, man, I don't want to leave.
Oh,
So I had to go there for 6 weeks, and I stayed there up until I was 16 and a half.
really? Okay. And within a year you were. I was first in class every term until I left.
You always need that idiot to press the wrong buttons.
Yeah.
And I remember when I went to school, from like 15, I came like 9th in class.
Yeah.
And the guy who came 8th wasn't the smartest. He started making fun of me because he was better than me.
That's the story of your life.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, now it's time to get serious.
Really?
Yeah, but before that one, I ended up in class and I got no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
And this class had 2 doors, one door at the front and one door at the back. And I'm at the back and I'm just, because you go to school, then you have a break, then you go to study between 6 and 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
And this freaking principal, he came from behind me, he pulled me from my hair because I was doing nothing.
Yeah.
And I screamed, and he goes to me, you need to study. And I'm like, how can I study if I don't even know how to study?
Yeah.
And he just walked away. And then the next morning, I was going in class, he called me. He goes, come in the office. I'm like, here we go again.
Yeah.
He goes, what do you mean you don't know how to study? I'm like, I don't know how to study. I'm like, just look at the book, I forget everything.
Yeah.
He goes, I teach you how to study. So he showed me his way, which is quite, it's very simple. You read something, and then you abbreviate in points.
Yeah.
And then those points, you abbreviate them in smaller points.
Yeah.
And you end up with 2 points.
Wow.
And then those 2 points, you open them up again.
Wow.
So all you have to remember is 2 keys. And then you open up.
Yeah.
So I had something to work on.
Yeah.
And then I remember those in the early weeks, these kids, we fight with him, and we fight with him. And I end up behind the rector's office. So I got the principal, then I got the rector. And I was sitting there. I remember it was like 7:30 at night after finished dinner. It was like the corridor, it was like dark. It was like short, And the rector walked, tall guy. He looked at me. He goes, you're the new kid. I'm like, yeah. He goes, you're here for a while. He goes, no, either you're going to make use of this time or you're going to waste it away. He goes, it makes no difference to me. I just kept walking. And it just sinked in. And then when the principal showed me how to study, then I had the tools.
Yeah.
You mean? So then I did next term, I came 3rd, and then I came 2nd, then I came 1st, and then I ended up coming 1st every term up until I left school.
Wow. So it's always subtle lessons you learn for some reason. No one has to say very much to you, do they?
Yeah, sometimes someone says something and I just picked. Sometimes someone says something, most of the time I don't pick up nothing, but sometimes someone says, I'm like, okay.
And then, yes, and you've registered.
Yeah, and it just registered.
Yeah, and then at 17, you went back full circle. Anger came back and destroyed you.
Because then I left the boarding school and I went back to square one.
Yeah.
I had no clothes, nothing. You mean?
Yeah.
When you go to a boarding school, whatever you call it, they take care of you.
Yep.
You get sheets, clothes, everything.
Yeah.
And then you get out and you're back on where you was before.
Wow.
So I had 1 jeans, 1 jacket, 2 t-shirts. So funny thing is, I used to had a photo. Remember the Depeche Mode, the group?
Yeah, Depeche Mode.
Had the t-shirt with the Depeche Mode, and one day I wear it with the Depeche Mode, and then the next day I wear it other way around. It's plain, so I have 2 t-shirts.
Ah.
You mean?
Yeah.
But I got out from the boarding school with certain qualifications, which basically for me, it doesn't give me nothing, because if you don't have money, you don't have money. You mean?
Yeah.
Basically. So they started. Then I could get a job, but I didn't want the jobs. For my qualifications that I've had, I hated the jobs.
What did you have qualification for?
One of my qualifications was had the finals, which is like nearly to become a teacher in furniture craft. But man, I hate dust.
Yeah.
So I don't want to work in freaking sawdust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then I end up working as a beach boy. That's, when you're 17, it's a freaking best job. It's like you're in heaven.
So you worked at the beach?
Yeah.
Yeah. What, like a lifeguard?
No, just at the beach.
Oh, right.
So
yes.
there was a private beach,
Yes.
and people tried to get in for free.
Yes.
And there was like 3 of us who make sure that, they don't swim around. They have to pay to get entry.
So you were like security?
Sort of equal security.
You got paid?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just asking.
But if we didn't get paid, we still had to go to work. I
Yeah.
mean, I was like 18 years old. This beach, it was full of students, Scandinavian students, my age.
Oh, so there was a lot of nice girls.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And they have to talk to me because I was a security. So it was like you have to.
There was other royalties for the job.
But most people that they were working there were in the army.
Yep.
You mean? And they had a very good shift, and that's what got me interested in joining the army.
Okay.
I mean, had no passion to go to war or something. I just want an easy job.
Okay.
But at that time, I started to train already.
Yep.
I didn't win the nationals yet. I don't think so. No. The first job I did was in a hotel. Same thing, by the beach.
Yep.
Then I moved to the private beach.
You love the beach, but then you started martial arts.
So when I left the boarding
And you loved
school,
it because it also taught you discipline.
even when I was in the boarding school, I always loved martial arts.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then first you go to the first one close to your house. So I started doing kung fu.
Kung Fu, yeah.
You mean? And then I met this guy. He was from Tunisia.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very good with taekwondo. He was like really good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, whoa. So then I started playing taekwondo. You mean competitive taekwondo? And I had this dream in my head. I just want to win tournaments. So I did 2 tournaments, and second tournament, my hip came out. It was, martial arts was still evolving,
Yeah.
not like now. You know what I mean? Basically, there was not many guards, not many head guards, not many shin guards. It was more sort of a full contact than anything.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, when you fight in the club, it's one thing. When you fight in a competition, you try to hurt him.
Yeah,
He tried to hurt you.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a bit different those
Yeah.
days. Remember the movies like Bloodsport,
Yeah,
No
Bloodsport.
Retreat, No
Yeah.
Surrender.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then my hip came out. They put it back in. Then it came out again. And then I'm like, I cannot stretch. I mean, basically for a long time. So then I had to stop. And meanwhile, I left school and I was doing, it's like a student worker.
Yeah.
So I was doing 3 days work and 2 days school.
Yeah.
So I went to beginning of the school, and I was the youngest because my qualification, I was 17. People were in their 20s, in their mid-20s with the same qualification.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And then, because I was doing chin-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, I was quite muscular.
Yep.
So he goes to me, where do you train? I'm like, I don't train. It's like, he goes, come with me to the gym.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, okay. And this guy was a water polo player.
Oh, yes.
He's big boy.
Yeah, yeah.
So whatever he did, I did like him. I could keep up quite good, but then the next morning, I was so freaking sore. I had fever.
Oh,
I mean, I hated it.
spooked you.
Yeah, I'm like, man.
Like, what's this feeling?
I couldn't even move. I had to stay in bed.
I know.
You mean
I've
I'm
seen
like-
friends do that.
Yeah, my whole body went into a shock. So I'm like, man, I hate this. This is not my thing. And then about 5 months later,
That's
I was
right.
walking in front of the gym, and it just happened. The gym owner was in the window. So he called me in, and I was working with one of my friends. So, go up the stairs. All those days, bodybuilding gyms were bodybuilding gyms. There's everyone
They're
bodybuilder.
Raw. They're raw.
I mean, like
No
the
air
gym.
conditioning.
Oh, forget that one. The gym was all handmade.
Yeah.
Good machines, but they're all handmade. I mean, no gym floor. It was tiles.
Yeah. Sweaty.
Oh, yeah. So I walked in. He goes, what happened to you? And I'm like, I was want to come. The typical thing. He goes, okay. He goes, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm like, okay. But then, funny enough, the next day I went there.
Yeah.
And I walked in with my friend. And I remember I saw this guy coming out from the leg section, because the legs had their own section.
Yep.
And he was wearing a white singlet and small blue shorts, all sweaty, just finished legs. And my friend goes like, fuck. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I can beat that guy easy. I had no intention to train. I mean,
Yeah.
so then the gym owner started, goes, I come and talk to you. And I've noticed this shorter guy, about 5'3", stocking. I remember was wearing like a grey pants, white t-shirt, had a towel on his back.
Yeah.
Everything is slow about him, walk slow, head down, doesn't talk, but everybody gives him respect.
Yeah.
And like, man, like it's nice. I mean, people always respect him. And the gym owner goes, okay, well, I get someone to show you how to train. Those days, that's how it works.
Yeah, of course.
Get one of the members,
Yeah, yeah,
and they,
yeah.
So he showed me once. So then I go to the gym the next day, and I sit on the wooden box, and I watch this bodybuilder train.
Ah, yeah, you're watching him.
And then he finish, and then I try to do the same thing what he was doing. I was always coordinated, maybe because I was doing chin-ups and those things.
Yeah.
And after about, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks, the gym owner, I told him, he goes, this guy, he keeps doing what you're doing. So he came on me, he goes, are you doing what I'm doing? And I'm like, oh, yeah. He goes, you want to train with me? I'm like, shit. You mean, because he doesn't train with nobody.
Yeah.
I told me, okay. He goes, this is the rules. He goes, no shorts, no singlet, carry a towel. We'll start training at 4:30. If you come late, you don't train, you go home.
Wow.
He goes, when you have a shower, you go in the clothes with the shower and you get out with the clothes. No one gonna see you. That was his rules.
Wow.
Old school.
Yeah.
His nickname was the Russian.
The Russian.
Now, when you say those days, the Russians, remember like Rocky IV, the Russians, they're strict.
Yeah.
You mean? His nickname was the Russian. He was very strict. He goes, and if you do what I say, he goes, in 1.5 years, you win the nationals, but have no intention to compete. And I said, yes. And he was my only coach. But those days coaching, it was more than in the gym. They coach you. After the gym, we talk, don't do this, do this. You mean? And I think one of my advantages, there was no social media. So I couldn't compare what he was saying.
Yeah.
You mean? This guy was a freak.
Yeah.
Like he drinks wine between each set.
What?
Yeah, that was him.
Did you hear that? He was drinking
Yeah.
wine.
When I've met him, he retired.
Was he Alexander the Great or something? Or
When I've met him, he stopped competing. But at his heydays, everyone told me he was drinking wine between each sets.
Do you ever kind of wonder why?
No, I just whatever he say, I just
No, but why do you think he was drinking wine between all the sets?
You
thought now,
look, he was big compared to everyone else who was big. Like he was the same size, the same height, the same size as Franco Colombo.
So
the density.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean the density. You mean, and part of the whole thing, it was eat all the time. There's no time. You eat.
So he ate a lot?
All the time.
All the time?
There's no 5 meals, 6 meals you eat.
Just eat. And there was wine between sets.
So
but that one, what I'm saying is it's very funny how bodybuilding has changed.
Yeah.
And I was saying to people now, today, bodybuilding has so much anxiety. We are afraid of everything. We're doing the wrong set. We're eating the wrong food. We're doing everything wrong. Like everyone's just telling us what we're doing wrong. But when we look back, all we knew was to come, whatever we were doing to come to the gym was to put our 100% effort in.
Yeah.
Didn't know if the form was right. We didn't even know how many sets to do, really, or reps to do. Sometimes, some days you do for bicep, you did 5 exercises. It wasn't like someone said, "Oh, just do 2." We just went in there. But like I said, this guy, you said he was eating, and it wasn't 5 meals. It was just eat.
Eat.
Yeah.
Look, there was a time we finished training and we drink Guinness.
What?
We finished training and we drink Guinness, black beer.
Right.
That was the whole thing. You mean, but
Guinness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But every month we do measurements, and every month I had to get bigger. So in my head, I'm like, this is easy. You know what I mean? I remember one of the things he told me, he goes, this is how it works. You need to ask yourself, what can I do at the moment to get bigger?
Right.
I mean, so if I'm at the gym and I'm like, if I'm, let's say, I'm with my friends, I'm like, what can I do now to get bigger? I'm like, man, I'm wasting time here. I need to go to sleep. I go to sleep. You know what I mean? So he goes, to get bigger. He was good. When I mean he's good, I was blessed. You mean?
But can I ask a question? How old were you?
18.
Can I ask the other question, which many people, was he teaching you PEDs or not PEDs?
No, we never spoke about those things.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Where today, when you say to someone, how do I get big? What's the first thing they say to you?
Yeah.
PEDs.
Yeah, but he had a very simple approach.
No, but that's how it was.
Yeah, but it was a very simple approach.
Yeah.
He goes, this is how it works. The more you eat, the stronger you get.
Right.
The stronger you get, the harder you train. The harder you train, the more tired you get. The more tired you get, the more you sleep. The more you sleep, the more you go.
Right.
It was simple.
Yeah.
And I've realized from the beginning that there's an equation between how much I eat and how much weight I can generate.
Right.
You mean? So every month we used to measure body parts and they have to grow. Before I knew it, I had 18-inch arms. And those days, 18-inch arms, it's like, ooh, he got 18-inch arms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I remember I was doing 28 sets on triceps.
28 sets.
on
Yeah, I
triceps.
believe it. Yeah.
I mean, it was 10 sets push downs, 10 sets car crushers, and 8 sets overhead extensions. If I tell someone nowadays to do it, they say it doesn't work. But my arms pumped, they were just under 23.
Go on, yeah.
His theory was you train 2 weeks hard, and those 2 weeks you don't grow, and then the next week you train less, and that's when you grow, and then you go back and forth again.
Wow.
Now they call it cycling.
Yeah, yeah.
He had just said just to train 2 weeks hard, so I trained 2 weeks with him and 1 week by myself. And if I'm by myself, I cannot push as hard.
Yep, yep.
Everything was simple.
Wow.
You know, everything was simple. And then the training with him, as I said, this guy was like, you mean, next level.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everyone that knew him, they knew he was, some people called him crazy, some said he was too good. So I trained 6 days a week.
Mm.
So chest and back, shoulders and arms, legs, and then I repeat.
And that's the other thing. From what I remember, everything was twice a week.
Yeah, and then
The whole body twice a week. Yeah.
Saturday, I train legs in the morning, and then I go home, I eat and everything. And then I go to the gym again in the afternoon, because I was quite skinny.
Yeah, of course.
When I joined the gym, I was 57 kilos.
Yep.
And then I go to the gym in the afternoon, and I do 10 sets bend over rows, 10 sets dips, and 8 sets pullovers. And he goes to me, you go to the gym at this particular hour. And I go, I don't transport, you mean? And I'm like, okay. So he used to make me go to the gym on the same bus with all my friends and everyone else going out.
Wow.
You mean?
Yeah.
And he goes to me, this is how it works. Between each set, you sit down, you need to understand and visualize what you are missing, having fun with your friends. So you can push more.
Wow.
You mean? And up until I stopped competing, for me, the warm-up, it was the most important part of the workout. For me, the warm-up, even when I wrote a few articles, was always about warm-ups. The warm-up is the key for a good workout.
So what's the warm-up then?
You move your hand, you move your legs, whatever,
Yeah.
but it's, when I was with my training partner, we don't talk. I'm like, okay, I see you in 10 minutes near the bench press. In that warm-up, I start to think about what I'm missing in life because of bodybuilding.
And then it starts to...
And then you start to build up that anger.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
And you mean? And you go, fuck this. This have to be a good workout because I'm wasting my life away.
Far out. Go on.
You mean? So my workouts where me and my training partner, we don't talk.
Should be with that kind of mindset.
Yeah,
Should be with everything.
we do not talk. Unless it's about the weights, we don't talk. We can talk after, we don't talk. Before the workouts, we go to the toilet because once we start, there's no toilet breaks.
Wow.
I mean, that's exactly what he teach me. So that's exactly what I kept implying because I could see the results happening. Why will I change it? Later, by time I started getting the workouts, it was getting a bit too much. I mean, so basically, he was my only coach. I sat with him for about 6 months, but I kept in with him. And then I decided I was going to compete. No, one second. First, I competed after 5 months.
Yeah, you did.
So technically, they needed someone to fill up the stage. So they have more competitors. So they came on me. I was about 63 kilos. I gained about 10 kilos in about 5 months. No diet.
Yeah.
They came to me and they said, you're going to compete. I'm like, what is it? You go on stage, and this is how you pose. Whatever they do, just follow. I'm like, okay. So I think the biggest problem of them all was to shave the legs. I mean, this is like in 1987.
Yeah.
There's no way a man can shave his legs. If I shaved my legs and my mom caught me, she'd freaking freak out.
I know.
You mean? So had to shave my legs, put some color on, try to do a posing routine.
Yeah.
And I spent the whole freaking summer, back home, summer is freaking hot. I spent the whole summer with the pants on, long pants on, because I had my legs shaved.
100%. And because, there wasn't many people that understood that. And now people shave their legs and they don't train.
Yeah. But this is not different. This is different. I came from an island where there was no bodybuilders.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You mean, like when you go living in LA, it's different. There's bodybuilders. Try to understand, the whole island is from the city to Parramatta.
Yeah.
That is the whole island.
Yeah.
Everyone knows each other. I mean, I go to the grocery, to the convenience store, and I go to buy eggs, and the guy goes, "I'm not going to give you more eggs." I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "Because I'm scared because of your health.
Wow.
You cannot have more than 2 eggs a week."
I was so wrong.
I was having about 18, but
Yeah, of
back
course.
then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
increased more.
Yeah.
I mean, basically.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. That's what I mean.
But even nutrition-wise, there wasn't eating this or eating this, whatever the cheapest. I had no money, whatever the cheapest, you just ate.
Yeah.
But I went from 57, and I dieted down for the Nationals, the first one I won, to 77 kilos. So I've gained 20 kilos in about 1.5 years.
But when you did the one after 5 months, the first one you went on stage, did you diet for that or you just went on stage?
No, I just went on stage. I was lean. I had abs,
Okay.
everything. I was always lean.
Yep.
Even doing all those sets is going to keep you lean.
Yeah.
Don't have to do cardio.
Yeah. I don't think you need cardio.
And then I got bigger.
Yeah.
Obviously got, bigger. And same thing. I stood out like you put a freaking polar bear in the middle of Africa.
Yeah.
It's like, you go to the beach, no one looks like me.
Yeah.
Those days.
Yeah.
So then I decided to compete at the Nationals.
Yep.
Everyone knew I was getting bigger. So then my coach goes to me, "I cannot help you with the diet. That's not my thing." So then I had to change gym. And I went to the gym, and when I walked in, the gym owner looked at me. He got the biggest shock because those days gyms were like a culture. I mean, you don't change gym.
Right.
You belong there. It's like a bikies. You belong there.
Yeah.
So I went to the different gym, and this guy was the opposite. Had no idea about training, or maybe he think he wasn't big, but he was good with freaking supplements. He was good with diet. He was so advanced.
Okay.
He was really advanced. So I walked in, he looked at me, I'm like, "Joe, I want to compete." And he was the promoter of the show. He was the president of the IFBB.
Yeah.
He goes, "Yeah, okay, so then can you give me a hand?" It was like 6 weeks or 8 weeks for the show. I wasn't lean.
Yeah.
So I put me on a diet. First time in my life that I didn't eat as much as I want.
Right.
And it was the biggest nightmare. I mean, it's like, I'm like, "What do you mean I cannot eat?" He goes, "Nah, that's it."
Wow.
I mean, so I started dieting for, I think, 6-8 weeks. Anyway, and then I did the show. I won the juniors. I won the open. I won the overall. And I'm like, "No way, this is it." I mean, I will never diet in my life again. I hate this thing. I'm like, I ate, I go to the beach.
That's all I want.
That's all I want. I mean, so I said, I'm not going to compete anymore. At the same time, there was a group of pharmacies, they started to import supplements.
Yep.
And the only person who imported supplements back then was the president of the IFBB.
Oh, yes.
So there was his competition.
Yep.
And they introduced Nabbang to Malta.
Yep.
And this guy had a meeting with his staff. It was a big company. And they said, "Look, we need to sponsor a bodybuilder because we start to sell supplements." And just happened, one of his managers, he goes, "There's this kid, he won the juniors and won the open." He goes, "and lives next door." He goes, "Can you just ask him, if you want to come over?"
How simple it was.
Yeah, so he just came to talk to me. He goes, "Look, Charlie," he goes, "my boss wants to meet you about sponsoring you and compete again." And I'm like, "I don't want to compete." Anyway, so I went to the gym, and I was talking with my friend, and I'm like, "Man, I don't want to compete." He goes, "But you need to go to the meeting. It's rude not to go."
Yeah.
I'm like, "But I don't want to compete." He goes, "Look, I tell you what to do. You go there, ask him for a lot of things. He's going to say no.
Yeah.
You just walk out."
Yeah.
So I worked this first time in my life, walked into a freaking boardroom, like this mahogany table
Yeah.
and all these chairs. I came from a freaking village.
Yeah.
And the director came, and two directors, the son and the father, nice, very nice. He goes, this is what we're doing. We need someone, bodybuilder, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay. I told him, look, I want 3 supplements. He goes, not problem. Good. Told him, if I compete overseas, you pay the air tickets. He goes, yeah, okay, no problem. Told him, I want all the steroids for free.
Yeah.
He goes, amen, I cannot give you steroids because we have a line of pharmacies. He goes, what about if I give you the money and you buy the steroids? I'm like, oh, shit. No, I'm calling that. I'm like, okay. So I went to the gym. And my friend goes, how did it go? I'm like, fuck.
They gave me everything.
They said yes. He goes, now we have to compete.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was having the best life, working on the beach.
I'm sure the great body, the girls.
Yeah, I'm like,
everything.
you know what I mean? I'm like, no.
That's what bodybuilding was once.
No responsibilities. I'm like, now I have to compete. He goes, compete once and then you just stop. So I said, okay. But meanwhile, there was another one my age who was coming up, who was really good.
Yeah.
And who was with Nabba. And everyone said that he can beat me. So then I'm getting, you mean? There's this thing.
Here
I'm
it starts.
gonna show him.
Yeah.
So I remember I quit. I changed gym, and I went to a different gym. And this gym was like a dungeon. There was nobody. You mean everything was handmade, and the owner gave me the key for the gym. So I had no training partners.
Wow.
You mean had no training partners? I trained by myself, but I was doing like set after set after same thing. Like
Just wondering why,
just
mate. If
set.
I'm here, I'm going to
I keep doing sets on one exercise until I feel it's enough.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I just keep going until I can see the blood sort of deflating from the muscle.
Right.
You mean? And I want to come and I competed with Nabba, so I won my class and I won the overall, and I went for the first universe.
Yep.
And the universe was huge back then. There was no many shows. The universe, it was the biggest amateur show in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what Arnold came out. Frank Zane.
Yeah.
Sean Connery competed in the universe. He didn't win. And the universe starts 9 in the morning and it finishes about midnight. Right? There's no juniors. There's one class of females and then it just open. And I just happened to be standing next to the guy who won the overall.
Mm.
He dwarfed me. I'm looking at him. I'm like, man, shit. But then I got settled on stage, got a few call outs. I got that confidence.
Yeah.
So I had no idea what I was doing. I came off stage and there was one of the officials, Maltese. I'm like, next year I make top 6. He goes, Charlie, you just got your ass kicked. I'm like, no, next year top 6. I can see it now.
Yeah. So when you say you got your ass kicked, what did you come?
Nothing.
Okay, so you got nothing
Yeah.
because you thought you had something and now you thought, no, this is not good.
Yeah, I'm like,
So you asked the question.
So I said, okay, I'll do one more show and I come to make top
6.
6. And then I stop because no one ever came top 6. I want to be top 6.
All right, so top 6 it is.
And to make top 6 is hard because if you have top 6 and no one win the overall from those top 6, the next year they're there. So the top 6, you have to face them again.
Yeah.
And you have a lineup of like 30 on stage, and the judges in 2 minutes have to pick up top 6.
Yeah.
So to get overlooked, it's very easy. So I went to the same gym and I trained. I started using, more steroids. I became a bit more idea what to use, not to use, not much. Sorry, there was no books.
Yeah,
There was nothing. They paid for my course. Which wasn't even much. Those days, Anavar was like 2.5 milligrams. So it's like,
Yeah.
Anyway, so I went the next year. So I did the nationals Nabba. I won my class. I won the overall. I went for the universe. Again, I came 4th. I'm like, man, I can't fucking believe it. It's like 4th. And I'm like, shit, I'm like this close to make top 3. So I said, okay, I'll do one more show. So I went back home, started training, and then I was lucky because the first gym I trained in, the gym owner sold the gym, built up his business, came back to train, and he wanted a training partner. And I came to a point like, I don't want to train by myself anymore. But I really respected this guy. His opinion mattered.
Yeah.
He was more like a father figure.
Okay.
Yeah. As I said, those days, they're not coaches. When they're older than you, they're more like give you a lot of advice.
Yeah.
And he was a very good businessman. You mean, basically, so I've learned a lot from him. So I teamed up, and I went for the universe in '93.
Yep.
So I dieted down. I think I was in shape for '93. And I won the nationals. I improved. Woke up in the morning for the universe, and my training partner came to see me compete. He came in my room. He got me this big plastic bag full of apple pies and those things. He goes, I leave it here, and then you can have them after you compete. I'm like, yeah, okay, leave them there. So I left, and I said, I'm going to have one.
Just before you're going to go on stage.
I was in the morning before I wake up. So I had one, then I had two, and I had, three, and I just kept going. I had I think the whole bag, I think, or whatever. And I'm like, oh shit, I fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, so I went down for breakfast. I didn't say nothing. I don't think he ever know up to the day, basically.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have breakfast? I'm like, no, I looked in the mirror, I look good.
Mm.
I'm like, oh shit. You mean, so I went backstage, my training partner was with me, I kept my clothes on. I mean, I'm like, So I start pumping up with the clothes on, and my training partner's going, you can beat him, you can beat him, you can beat him, you can beat him, and yeah. And in my head, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, I've been all this up.
And then at one point, you have to take your clothes off.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? He goes, come on, man. I'm like, no, a bit more. And I remember there was this guy next to me, and I'm like, Mario, what about the one next to me? He goes, man, he's too skinny. Don't worry about him. You're going to beat him. I'm like, okay. So I took my clothes off, and he goes, man, what the fuck? My wife goes, you look massive. All that sugar, my chest came up here, my arms, everything filled up.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I could see people looking at me. I'm like, so I went on stage. I got second.
The apple pie.
I got second. The guy who came first, I even dwarfed him. But he was in such a good condition. Genetically, he was one of those like grainy.
Yeah.
Even when I asked the judges, how can I beat him? He goes, you cannot beat him. Like, he's freak. So, I'm like, shit, I'm one placing from winning this freaking thing. You know what I mean? So I do one more show.
One more show.
So then the next year, I did the nationals. I won that one. I went for the universe,
Yep.
and I was quite confident. I improved a lot, I'm going to win this one.
Did you do the apple pie thing again?
No, I was careful this time. But it was a lot of mind games, because when you come fifth, sixth, there's no pressure. When you're second, there's always that thing you're going to come third.
Yeah.
You mean? And in your head, if it doesn't make sense, because it's a different lineup, coming third, fourth, imagine you spend 1 year training,
Yeah.
and instead you go forward, you go backwards.
Mm.
You mean, when you're young, that's how you think.
Yeah.
I was getting so freaking messed up in my head. You know what I mean? Like, what I'm gonna do? Can I do things better? No coaching, no nothing. So I won the nationals. I looked okay. I looked good. So I was gonna go for the universe, and I was awake at 3 in the morning, and I'm cleaning everything. You mean? And I'm thinking about this freaking universe and everything. And I was using these tablets. They fasten. It's not the 3. It's different. They fasten the metabolism.
Yeah.
But about 3 left. I was half asleep. So I'm like, should I throw them in the bin or keep them for next year? But next year it's 12 months away.
Yeah.
I'm like, screw this. So I took them. I didn't think about nothing.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, morning came, everything. You know what I mean? Went to the airport with my friends, jumped on the plane, big stomachache.
No way.
I'm like, this is funny because I'm excited. Went to the toilet, came back. 5 minutes later, toilet again. Came back, went in dissonance. By the time we arrived in England, I was so freaking depleted.
Yeah.
But I wasn't thinking. I thought I had food poisoning. I couldn't even carry my own luggage. I was freaking gone. So I went to the universe. I got to see this doctor, who happened to be a friend of mine, like American guy. And he goes, don't eat nothing, otherwise you're going to keep going to the toilet. So I had no food, but 4 kilos lighter than I was like the day before.
Mm.
I went on stage, and even the compare said, this is by far the toughest class 3 lineup we ever had in the history of the universe. It just happened to be freaking that year.
Yeah.
I had 13 call-outs, one after each other. 13. The judging, it went for about 45 minutes for that class.
Wow.
And I was getting dizzy, like on stage, like I couldn't keep my eyes open.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Anyway, I lost the class by 1 point, and I won best poser
Yeah.
that year. You know what I mean, basically? So funny with the best posing, because 2 years earlier, the judges told me when it comes to posing, I suck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hate to pose. But then they said, but if you want to win, you need to overcome that one and learn how to pose.
Yeah.
So then 93 had a good posing routine. 94, I was much, like, I found my style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In 95, I even posed better than 94. And they said, we cannot give you best poser again.
Why?
You know, they do it twice to the same guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But 94, I won best poser. 95, my presentation was way much better.
Wow.
You know what I mean, basically? And to win best poser, it's not that as hard. I just asked, how do you win the best posing?
Mm-mm.
You mean? And they said, see the guy over there? I'm like, he goes, his job is to pick up the best poser. So I went to talk to him, and I'm like, how do you pick up the best poser? He goes, I don't like this, I don't like this, I like this, and this. And then you just give him what he wants.
Yeah. Yeah.
You mean? Basically, it's you know, there's only
We gave you the advice.
there's only 2 bodybuilders in Australia who won best poser in the universe.
Mm. Who?
It's just me
Yeah.
and Justin Wessels.
Oh, really? Justin Wessels?
And I did Justin Wessels posing routine.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a bit more strategic. You mean? But I'm going to say nothing. No cheating, but it's a strategy.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think he's going to mind because we did nothing wrong.
No.
So when I spoke with Justin came to see me because we're good friends with AC/DC.
Yeah.
Those days, the judges at the universe were all old men.
They're
British old men.
They're like classical.
Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Before that, there was Sid Vicious, Sex Pistols, London Burning, everything.
Yeah.
That type of music, they don't like it.
No.
You mean? I knew because they told me. You mean? So I'm like, who's going to judge? So there's Oliver Repair. He's the judge from France who won the best poser in 95. And then there's, forget his name, he's Greek, he's going to judge. And then there's him. So I did the posing routine. So I've used one of the Greek composers for the music.
Oh, yes.
So I get him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I picked up a few poses from the posing routine of Oliver Repair,
Yeah.
who's going to judge.
Yep.
There was another judge, I picked up a few of his poses. You mean? Because they can find themselves in that routine.
Yeah.
You mean? And
That's very smart.
Yeah. It's always about a strategy.
Yeah.
You mean? It's always about strategy. You mean? And he won best poser. And he came fourth in the universe. And then it just keeps going.
Hey guys, Nutrition Warehouse, your .1 store for all your supplement needs. Visit in-store here in Australia or New Zealand, or go to nutritionwarehouse.com.au, or for our New Zealanders, go to nutritionwarehouse.co.nz, shop away, and at checkout, why not use discount code MTP15 to get 15% off all your orders. Hey guys, just want to thank one of our major sponsors, Alka-Power Water, as I cradle their 10-litre box here. alkapower.com.au. Go check them out. They're in your major retail stores, supermarkets, and please get yourself alkalined with Australia's #1 alkaline water, Alka-Power. alkapower.com.au. Go check them out now. Hey guys, Steve here. Muscle Talks podcast. Just a quick shout out to one of our amazing sponsors, Macro Foods. You know how I feel about food. Food is very important to me. Macrofoods.com.au. Go check them out. And to get that little bit more off the price, use code MTP10 to get 10% off all your orders. What was the song you chose?
The composer's name is Yanni.
Oh yeah, Giannis. Yes. Yeah.
It was one of his songs.
Oh yeah. You have to go in that way.
That's the whole thing. You mean you always?
But don't you think it's even today? People should study who's judging.
Nowadays, you got more. Nowadays, you've got more facilities to do these things. Before it was much harder. I mean, now you can Google someone and in 10 minutes you know everything about him.
Yeah, that's right.
You mean those days the judges were harsher.
Yeah.
You mean bodybuilding evolved with good things, bad things, but Those days, judges were all old bodybuilders. They know how to look at a body.
All right. Yeah.
Nowadays, judges, not disrespectful, but when you have a bikini girl as a judge to judge bodybuilding, she haven't been to those trenches. You mean she doesn't understand the tie-in between the hamstrings and the glutes? She looks at someone and goes, "Oh, nice or not nice." You mean nothing wrong, but they cannot judge that like they used to judge in the old days. You know what I mean? But when
So what you're saying is, because they've got a panel of 8 or 10,
there used to be 9 or 11 back then.
but all right, 9 or 11. Inside that panel, you've got people that don't understand. They understand a category, which could be female bikini, could be something more the feminine side, but don't understand open. But what they're judging on isn't necessarily their expertise in the open bodybuilding.
You cannot compare someone who's have a career in bikini, who've never even spoke deeply with bodybuilders,
Yeah.
to have the eye to properly judge. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But when you have judges who've been competing for 10, 15, 20 years, and they've seen so many bodybuilders, I mean, they can pick things easier.
Yeah.
You mean, and it's very hard to trick.
Yeah.
You mean, my theory about posing, I don't let the judge judge me, but I give him direction.
Yeah.
I always said it. You mean, with the old judges was hard. Because the old judges, I've learned from them.
Yeah.
You mean, it's hard to trick someone when he teaches the freaking trade, huh?
Yeah. 100%.
You mean, but they appreciate more. And I feel more confident to be judged by them because I know they understand what I'm giving.
Yeah.
My physique, I had good lines. You mean, I have very good lines. I have good shape and good lines. But my lines were not deep. So if I pump to the fullest, I will lose those lines and I will lose placings.
Yeah.
If I go on stage half flat and the lines are visible, I'm going to win the show. Because those judges appreciate those lines.
Okay.
You mean?
Yeah.
So I was confident to compete with those people because I know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
You mean, it's different.
Yeah, I think sometimes I wonder what makes a judge, why they've chosen that judge, why that judge is up there. Sometimes I think, I don't know, maybe.
From my understanding, it's not easy to find judges. You mean, it's not easy. Ideally, if you have enough judges, you know, some judges should judge bikini and some judges should judge bodybuilding, and possibly some judges should judge physique.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My type of physique is someone dense, thick. That's how I like it.
Yeah.
So I find it hard to judge physique without being biased.
Yeah.
Because physique can be a bit flatter. But if I see someone thicker, I'm going to incline towards that one, which is against the criteria.
Oh, all right. Yes.
And that's why I don't like to judge.
Have you judged?
No.
Have you been asked to judge?
Yeah.
Why don't you go judge?
Because the way I look at a bodybuilder, it's different than the way they look.
Okay.
I mean, I don't look at, he got serrated glutes, he should win. I mean, I look at the whole physique, which one I would like to be.
Oh, okay.
I mean, which one is more, you know, it's like more pleasant.
Yeah, appealing.
Now, if someone have a good shape and is in decent condition, and someone is boxy and it's harder, I'm not going to reward him over a nice physique.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll give you an example with this last Olympia. I knew there was everyone talking about the last Olympia.
Yeah. What do you think about the last Olympia?
Look, if it was me,
Yeah, who would you give it to?
I think Andrew Jackson won it.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. It was, you know, there's a difference between winning a Grand Prix or winning the Olympia. What is the Olympia? The Olympia is not who's the best one on stage only, it's who's going to represent our sport.
Yeah.
There's going to be a photo next to Dorian, Haney, those guys.
Yeah.
And you want someone that in 10, 15 years' time, he looks like that X factor.
Yeah. 100%.
You mean? And Derek, in my opinion, doesn't have that X factor.
Yeah, I agree.
When you put his photo next to Haney, you mean like Phil Heath? He doesn't have it.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
But the way to make peace with yourself, the big boss before it was Joe Weider.
Yeah.
And Joe Weider have the way to do things. Now the big boss is Jim Mannion, and he got his way to do things. So you got to respect the way who do things.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they created a different criteria of judging than it was under the we there. But it's like working in a company, and the big boss leaves, and there's a new big boss, and they change things,
Yeah.
and they start to complain because the big boss, you don't like the way he do things.
Yeah.
He's the big boss, you're the employee,
Yeah.
you just shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The criteria changed. Do I like it personally? No. Do I complain about it? Neither. You mean? Do I prefer no classes and just one class? Yes.
Okay.
You mean? We are the generation, the only generation that we can compare both. The ones before us, they only see one class. The one coming after us, they're going to see multiple classes.
Yeah.
We are the ones who can compare both.
Right.
I've been to the Olympia a few times. I've been to the Olympia when there was no classes, just one class.
Yep.
No bikini, 16 guys on stage, and all the attention on the best 16 guys in the world.
Yeah.
The judging, you can feel freaking the heat. You mean this is not a show? This is a competition.
Yeah.
This is no entertainment.
Yeah.
The light have to be
Spot
to
on.
show all the muscles. I mean, forget the sponsors.
Yeah.
That's the way it used to be.
Yes.
Just 16. No, it doesn't take freaking forever. You mean the call outs? You can read the call outs. You can read the call outs what they're doing. Now it's different. You mean when I remember like one of the Olympian, it's like you get Flex Wheeler against Nasser, you get Sean Ray against Dorian.
Yeah.
Those days we never see them again because they separated them. You mean, and by separating them, you're even weakening the experience of the judges.
Right.
Because a judge back then have to compare Le Priest with Dillett. Had to compare Dorian with Sean Ray. It's not easy.
But they did it.
They did it.
Yeah.
And they become more skillful.
Yeah.
You mean? And they become more skillful.
And even
But now you compare...
But even Sean Ray and even Lee Priest, it's somehow their height didn't hinder them because their muscularity and conditioning, they like Paul Dillett, who is a tower, didn't look like a tower next to any of those people.
Because before they judged on the total package.
Yeah. Because even Dorian didn't look that much bigger than Sean Ray. But what I'm saying is, it wasn't like it was still close enough for you to wonder. Does that make sense?
Because when you look at them, you know that if one slips, one's going to take over.
Yeah.
You mean? And that was the fiction I'm talking about on stage. If one slip, they're all in condition, and if you lose condition, you come from second to sixth.
Yeah.
That's it. No mercy.
Yeah.
You mean? No mercy. You mean? And Reject, in my opinion, had the right package.
Yeah,
he was in a good condition.
He did look
He was in good shape.
He was.
You mean? He presented himself good on stage. Maybe he can do it better, but he had the full package. You mean? One, he was not like Derek for me. When he flexed, you can see no muscle moving. He took about 15 pounds to look like the 90s. You mean, there's nothing. If you do most muscular, you can see no serrations in the chest.
Yeah.
You mean, Hardy is good. I like Hardy. You mean, but Samson's one of my favorites. You mean,
Yeah,
I think Samson slipped.
But I think
I think Samson slipped because of pressure.
But even when you look at Samson's physique, like, again, I'm not a judge, but when you look at, even though he looks smaller, to me, I don't know why he has to look bigger, but he looks still pretty good.
Yeah.
I understand how he looked last year to this year, but for me, this year, he looked like he was proportioned. Maybe not the biggest, but then I thought to myself, his body was literally like a 90s body. He looked like he was in the 90s era, that if he was up against like a Flex Wheeler, or if he was up against a Dorian, or if he was against... what I'm saying is, he had a pleasing body.
Look, something he's still experimenting, you mean? Basically, Dorian, he knew what his strength was, and what his condition.
Yeah, of course.
So he played his strength. Something's strength is his shape
Yes.
and his fullness. Something's genetics, he can never get hard. But it's okay
Yeah.
because we've got other things to make up for it.
Yeah.
He tried to go on stage what his body cannot produce.
Right.
You
So
mean?
you should have gone on with the size.
Instead of going with the size. But then the judges,
You could have gone further.
but then the judges, they shouldn't place first the one with the biggest legs. They shouldn't place one with the most serrated glutes.
That's what
They
I'm
should
saying.
place first the one with the best package.
But that's
You
what
mean?
I'm
There's a
saying.
difference between judging a Grand Prix and judging the Olympia. You know, what is the Olympia? The Olympia is the ambassador for bodybuilding.
But what I'm getting at is when you, like, I'm not saying, I mean, I see exactly what you're saying, but even when I looked at, like, Hardy looks amazing, but for me, if it was, what I'm trying to say is, I don't see I don't see such the small waistline, the small this, the small. It just seems, I don't know what they're judging on, but they keep saying you win it from behind, but
No,
you got to win it from everywhere. The leg sweep.
that came out a long time ago, and it just stick there. Like you said, you win it from everywhere.
Yeah.
You mean you just win it from everywhere. You mean, but you know they say something, people conform, and everyone says the same thing. You just win, you just win. It just happened that 3-4 Olympias, they all had a good back. So, you know, Samir had a good back, Haney had a good back, Yates had a good back, and Cobb had a good back. So that's, you know, but Phil Hay didn't win the show from behind.
No.
Anyone, 7?
Yeah.
You mean they just said it because they just said it. You mean Hardy looks good. He's the closest to the 90s, sort of.
Yep.
You mean basically, but he doesn't put that much effort on. For me, he doesn't put that much effort to be a Mr. Olympia. I mean, when you look, everything evolves. Everything evolves.
Do you think the effort in relation to the grace and the posing?
Everything, even just you are Mr. Olympia. At least if you get one lesson a week, learning English, he can put a sentence together. That's called an effort. You mean that's called an effort?
Yes.
If I went to compete in Ireland, I spend 1, 2, 3, 4 hours. It means, you know, read where I'm going, about Dublin, about the castles, everything. It's interest. You mean it's interest.
It's investing a little bit further into complementing yourself in the sport.
Everything evolved.
Yeah.
And evolved means should go forward.
Yeah.
If you got someone like Lehaney on stage as a presentation, which is long time ago, and you put his presentation on stage next to Mr. Olympia or next to Hardy, they don't even have a chance against him. These guys are professionals. They have the time.
Yeah.
Do they make the effort? It's a clear answer. No.
No. Do you think also, because I was answering someone's message about Paul Haslam, because I had Paul Haslam on. And a lot of people speak about Paul's era, how he looked.
Yeah.
And I replied to one of the messages that I said, Paul Haslam seems to show off what back bodybuilding was. That some of the men that were on stage were gentlemen. Like, in other words, they presented themselves like if you look before Dorian, a lot of them, they were very articulate in the way they spoke. Yeah. Some of them are teachers. Some of them were educated. I'm not saying, but they also bring that to the presentation and also when they spoke on the microphone. So what you're saying is sometimes you have to put, if you want to be a standout, you have to embrace the sport by growing the sport. And is that what you're saying?
Look, I stopped competing now, so I can be a bit more open.
Yeah.
I've never lost a show as an amateur. I only lost one overall to Nick Jones. I mean, basically, I didn't pick for that show because I was going to do it in advance. But I only lost my first show I competed as an amateur, and I lost my last show as an amateur. But in between 25 years, I never lost on a national level.
Yeah.
But and internationally, I did 3 World Championship 4, and I won 3 of them with a perfect score. But I tried to win the show before I hit the stage.
And how'd you do that?
I knew about every capital city in the world. I'm being honest
Yeah.
now. I can't say anything.
Yeah.
I knew about every capital city in the world. You mean I knew who is in charge of the music, who's in charge. The night of the show, international show, most of the competitors, they go in their room, they lock themselves inside. I used to be in the foyer, and I talk to him, and I talk to him, and I talk to him, and they go, "Hey, Charlie, Dushko," I'm like, "Hey, Dushko, my dream is to come to Russia. I want to come to Moscow. I want to I want to come and see the Red Square." I had no intention to see the Red Square.
But you knew how to network.
I know how to network. And then I see him, and then I see him. But when you go on stage, you got 30 people on stage. In 2 minutes, they have to choose top 6.
Yes.
You make it easier. My posing trunks, when I first started, I got established, I always chose a color that no one had that color on stage.
Right.
So they can pick me up from the posing trunks.
Yeah.
You make it easier for them. You know what I mean? I used to sometimes change posing trunks between morning and night because it was morning and night.
Yeah.
So when I take the photos, I know which photos is which.
Yeah.
And I can see if I tweak something, I'm like, oh, okay, now this changed. I mean, there's a million things that you can do.
I think that's smart though. But that's
It is smart.
I think the whole competition starts from the moment you choose the competition you're going to go in.
I think
it starts from then.
So many people that they lost the show backstage.
Yes.
You mean they lost the show backstage? Look, I stopped coaching for a long time now. I'm on the posing, but this is how it works. Doing 20 weeks diet, it doesn't work. Right? It's a mental game. You need to go for a war. Now there's so many titles, they got diluted. Before there were a few titles. So people can understand this. If you win the Mr. Australia overall those days, no one can say I'm the best bodybuilder in Australia because everyone goes, shut the fuck up and go on stage. There was a respect. He won the overall, he's the number one.
Yeah.
If you think you're number one, go and compete against him. So there was respect. There was prestige in a title.
There was.
Now there's so many titles, there's nothing. Everyone wins a trophy.
Yeah, everyone.
You know what I mean? So there was a prestige in that thing. Right? So I've seen people going do 20 weeks diet and they say, I can't wait until it's over. That's not the mentality of a warrior. You mean,
Already planning their cheat meals.
yeah. You mean you want to go there to win.
Yeah.
You mean you don't care about the next day.
Yeah.
You mean you don't care about the next day. You go there to win. Yeah. You mean, but now because they dieted for so long for their own specific reason, which to be honest, it doesn't make any sense for me.
How long you reckon a diet phase should be?
My heaviest in the off season was about 110, 112, and I competed about 88.
But how long did you?
14 weeks.
That's it, 14 weeks.
So the first 2 weeks.
Because I used to.
So
think,
I get to the end 10.
I used to believe it was 12 weeks once upon a time. 12, 14
I get
weeks.
to the end 10. So the first 2 weeks, I get my body adjust. I get rid of all the excess food, junk food, whatever.
Yep.
And I clean my food.
Yep.
And for the first 2 weeks of my diet, all I eat is chicken or tuna and rice. Every single meal, 5 meals.
Yep.
No sauce, no nothing.
Yep.
If I can do 2 weeks eating chicken and rice with nothing, blend, I can do anything.
Yeah.
So the first 2 weeks, it's hard.
Yep.
Mentally, it makes me stronger.
Yep.
I mean, and then I can put steak in and fish. But the first 2 weeks, it's like hospital food.
Yep. Yep.
The worse it tastes, the better for me. Because in my head, I'm building my discipline again.
Yep.
So the first 2 weeks, I cut the junk. I will lose maybe 7-8 kilos in the first 2 weeks because it's all fluid.
Yep.
And then 2 weeks before the show, I get ready. 10 days mix. So 10 days before the show, I train chest and triceps, and I take my shirt off in the gym. And I check myself. So 10 days before the show, I have to be ready. And then the last 10 days, because back then, there was a disadvantage back then because there was no social media, and you got one show with one criteria, and one show with a different criteria, because there's no communication. You know what I mean? You got to compete in the World Championships. You had no clue what they want. But 1 week before the World Championships, there was the European. So from the European, you have an idea where they're going to incline. If you see the photos of my World Championships, one was extremely hard, one was extremely full and softer, because that's what they wanted.
Right.
You know what I mean? One European was won by Italians, and they were shredded. One European, it was won by a guy from Israel, and he was big, but he was soft. So the last 10 days, I modified things of what I think the judges want.
Right.
You mean I can get harder, I can get fuller, I can change things around. The first World Championships I won, I had a, because I already ran up in the universe, I had already this picture in my head. And then the Italians won the European. I'm like, oh shit. This is going to be a problem because I've lost against Italians before. They come in good condition. So I finished my depletion and I had to start to load.
Yeah.
And then I was with my training partner. He goes, you better keep depleting more. And I'm just looking forward to it. And I spent the last 4 days, I was eating steak, salad, sleep, pause, steak, salad, sleep, pause, steak, salad, 24 hours.
Yeah.
You mean I wake up, I pause, I eat, I sleep. I wake up, I pause. And from the depletion, I lost another 3 kilos.
Wow.
And I had the craziest condition. But I won my class, I won the overall, and the guy who came second in the overall was Italian. So I did the homework right.
So do you think that so what do you think, because even Terry Mitchell said, and a lot of people said, even they never wanted to compete, they wanted to be a contender. So in other words, competing is competing. You go up on stage, you compete, but they wanted to be a contender. Contender was that they wanted to contend again.
I was as well. I just want to win.
Yeah.
No, that's it. I compete. Even if I win, I need to go down and check the judging sheets.
Even when you won?
Yeah, I want to say that every judge have to give me first. Most of the nationals I won with the perfect score. 2 World Championships, I won with the perfect score.
Wow.
I mean, for me, it was about winning. I can understand if there's 7 judges and 6 give me first and 1 give me second, there's something wrong with him. I mean, I can understand why.
Yeah.
Universe was different. Universe had 11 judges and so many good physiques on stage. When you look at the judging sheet, 1 give you first, 1 give you seventh, 1 give you second, 1 give you 8th.
Wow.
1 gives the guy against you second, next I give him 11th. Because there were so many good on stage.
Yeah.
I could understand that one, but in a smaller show.
Why do you think? Why have they diluted it so much? Why have they given so like? The other thing is, if you look at the latest post with Bob Ciccarello, I say everyone took pride in being a good amateur, but Bob was saying, no, not in America. We don't. We just want to be a pro straight away. We're like, just go in and become
He's talking about now. So there's an old saying: to know where you're going, you need to know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's called the history.
Yeah.
And at one point when there was only one AFBB, and then they split.
Yeah.
And when they split, they used the pro card dangling in front of everybody.
All right, to come over.
Come over. Because they know if they get a pro card, they're going to stay there.
Yeah, of course.
You mean? And the pro card lost its value. Now it became like a title, it's a status. You mean? In reality.
Now it's just an IG thing.
Like when we spoke before, not here, like at the coffee shop. At the end, bodybuilding, it's only a chapter of your life.
Yeah.
It's not your full life. You don't let it dominate you. You know what I mean? You need to live with yourself because one day you're going to stop like I did.
Yes.
You mean? This is when you say you're a pro, you're not a pro. A pro, it means you're making money from that sport. That's how it is.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your profession? I'm a doctor.
Yeah.
What's your profession? You can say I'm a bodybuilder. You say I'm a dentist. I'm a pro bodybuilder, but I'm a dentist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So pro, it's just a word. It means nothing. I mean, it shouldn't even call the pro. The pros, funny enough, you don't hear he call himself IFBB Pro something. He says something. You don't hear IFBB Pro Le Prince, Sean Ray, Leveron. The actual pros,
Flex Wheeler.
the actual pros, they don't even call themselves IFBB Pro.
They don't.
They don't. But the ones who want to be a pro, they say, I'm an IFBB Pro. And then the question is, and then what? I mean, I turned pro. And after 3 years, I went back as an amateur again.
Why was that, do you think, to keep competing, to be able to just enjoy the stage?
Realistically, when I turned pro, it was a good time. I spent time on stage with freaking, most people at the Olympia. Cormier, Dexter, Marcos Rull, Darren Charles, bench warring Mustafa, Vince Taylor, you know.
But
But I've realized,
But what did you realize when you were there with those guys?
realistically, I can never win. There was only one class.
Did that surprise you?
Look, when
Before you went there, you must have believed you could win.
Before I turned pro, I've won 6, 7 nationals, 3 world titles.
Yeah.
And then I turned pro, something like that. And then I turned pro. And I picked up one of the toughest lineups. And it just happened, it was the Australian Grand Prix that year. And it was good because it's a tough lineup and I don't have to travel. But I came 9th. And the top 7 were top 10 in the Olympia. So I had to stand next to Marcus Rull. Had to stand next to Kamali. Had to stand next to Dexter. Had to stand next to Cormier. And realistically, I've realized, this is, this is what I do. Maybe in my next life. I mean, then I competed
what made them so different?
You've got 400 million population in the States, not to mention around the world.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got some people who just have the right genetics who've been there at the right time.
And they grew.
And his name is Cormier, for example.
Yeah.
I mean, he's blessed with unbelievable genetics.
Yeah.
You look at him, I mean, the insertion, the origin, the mobility, everything, the mindset. I mean, that he's there not by coincidence.
Right.
It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, like, people can't understand. You know how people talk about Le Priest?
Yeah.
And they say I've got good genetics. If someone have the same genetics as Le Priest, but not the same mindset, I won't even make it.
Yeah.
This guy, I'm short. So I know how you feel go backstage against someone taller than you and dwarfs you.
Yeah.
I get cold.
Yeah.
I mean, I can feel myself losing the pump.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to freaking look somewhere else. I mean,
Yeah.
to get myself motivated. They've got someone like Le Priest.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how big he is. He had to stand next to somebody. Has to stay next to Dorian. I stayed next to Dorian with clothes, and I felt I was going to freaking deflate. I mean, to be someone like Le Priest at a very young age, to leave everything and go to the States, how is he going to make a living? But what is he going to do after? But,
Yeah.
I mean, and then he trains there. I mean, basically, and then he goes on stage against the best of the world, and he's shorter, and he still doesn't care. You can see that confidence on stage. He doesn't give an inch.
He didn't give a fuck, no.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, mentally you have to be freaking hard. Same thing with Sean Ray. I mean, you have to have freaking balls
Yeah.
to, when call Dorian out and tell him I'm going to freaking beat you when Dorian is twice his size. I mean, you have to be really confident. And that's Sean Ray.
Yeah, yeah.
You get someone with the same body of Sean Ray, not with the same mindset, won't even make it as a pro.
Right. So it's the mindset.
It's a mindset. You mean how many people have good genetics? They have to compete, and then they check out. They don't compete. I don't mention bodybuilders. In my time,
Yeah.
in my time, I used to call the promoter. I'm like, I'm doing your show. That's like 8 months, 9 months out. And some bodybuilders are dieting. Are doing the show? I'm not sure. And then they check the lineup. And then they choose a class. And then they win the class, and they say, "Oh, I won the class." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you avoided everyone else." It doesn't, I mean,
What do you mean by avoided everyone else?
because they check if it's going to be a hard competition, and if they think there's someone going to beat them, they don't want to compete.
So in other words,
they
so they'll pick a class,
They pick a show,
pick a show,
and they have a class because obviously they're going to be in a class. And if they think it's hard for them, they back off. So they keep dating until the last freaking 1 week,
Wow.
and then they choose. This is in my time.
They keep
not
it.
now.
They keep it till the last week to pick a class.
To compete or not. Because if they think that someone's going to give them hard time on stage, they don't do it.
So they register
They don't even register. Then they register on the last day.
the last day of registrations.
Yeah, and then they don't compete. Happens so many times in my time. I'm like, man, you know. I mean, as I said, you can ask any promoter. I used to call them, and I'm like, I'm doing your show, like 9 months out.
Wow.
You know what I mean? When I competed in '99 and I lost the overall against Nick Jones, he's one of my closest friends.
Yeah, Nick Jones. Yeah, of course.
And I'm like, what's your next show? He goes, I'm doing the Worlds in June next year. I'm like, I'll be there. You know what I mean? Yeah, like whatever, like 8 months notice. we're good friends. I didn't say it
Yeah,
in a
of
bad
course.
way.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
cheeky.
no, but it's competition.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And same thing, like, I think three friends which compete against each other, me, Nick Jones, and Grant Mayo.
A grandma, yeah.
You mean, even with Grant, you mean, I'm like, man, there's no way you're going to freaking beat me. I was scared.
He had a good physique.
Because he won the worlds in 97. I won the worlds in 98.
Yeah.
And to go for the overall, I had to freaking get him out of the way.
Wow.
You mean, I'm like, oh shit, this is double. And then he doesn't remember, but he came to see me at my place. He did shoulder surgery. And I saw him in the elevator. I'm like, this guy got freaking bigger. I'm like, of all the freaking years, now he decided to improve.
Yeah, he's
You know, this is what I said before. In my time I competed for 26 years. And I mentioned Nick Jones, and I mentioned
Justin Whistles.
Justin, and I mentioned Grant.
Okay.
I never trained with nobody.
You know what?
I've never trained with nobody.
Yeah.
And they never have seen me training.
Wow.
Because I believe so much in my system of training that I've created by time. I don't want to give it away.
Have you ever trained anyone with your system to compete?
Few. It's different. You cannot
Have
put
they
it,
lasted?
You cannot put it on a book. So up until I won the first World Championships, I wasn't like, no ordinary bodybuilder. I just lift heavy and lift weights. And then I tore my chest. You mean? And it couldn't be repaired. And it's disfigured. You mean? That's the truth.
Yeah.
So then I came into a question mark. Shall I retire as a current world champion or compete again and go backwards? You know what I mean? There's that fear.
Yeah.
Anyway, it took me a couple of years, and then I said, I'm not going to stop. I just need to compete again. And I've read so many more books about Jesus Christ, about everything, like mechanics and chemistry and everything. You mean, basically, which is interesting. I mentioned a book soon. And every advice I got from older bodybuilders that I ignored, that's how I said about the subconscious. It came back to my head.
Right.
There were bodybuilders who gave me advice because I was strong. I shrugged them off because they were older. Yeah. And then I'm like, but he said this and this, and he was freaking bigger. He said this and this. So then I started to create my own training system, which is more about pain than weight.
Wow.
You need to create pain. So in short, you've got 3 levels of strengths. You've got the concentric, eccentric, and static. So let's call them A, B, C. Yeah, you can do a set A, B, C, A, B, A, B, C, C. You mean in each set you can create different intensity. To grow, the body, when it comes to nutrition, needs to adapt. He likes adaptation. When it comes to food. When it comes to training, the body needs to get him out of and shock him. You mean, basically. So I've used slow motion. I've used like so many different styles of training. Yep. I mean, you cannot put them on a book. But anyone who trained with me, I mean, people doing hack squat with 10 kilos on each side and they couldn't get out of the floor.
Like you've just used a light weight?
I just used slow motion. But it's not about the set of slow motion. It's what I'm saying to him, what he's doing the set. Right. I mean, some people like, I had people train with me last weekend as well. I mean, I did the same thing on chest. He goes, because I got a torn chest. I'm like, we can go lighter again. He goes, man, I can hardly move. I had like 10 kilos on each side on the bench press.
So so look, give us a little secret. So what I'm saying is, so it's not about heavy weight, or is it about heavy weight, or finding the right weight, but the movement? Is it the movement? Is it muscle connection?
At a point in your life in bodybuilding, you have to go super heavy. Yeah. That's a phase you have to pass through. If you keep overloading, it doesn't work, because how much more are you going to overload after 10 years? Yeah, okay. Like my heaviest before I tore my chest was 220 kilos, 5 plates on each side. I squatted with 7 plates on each side. That was my heaviest. If I didn't got injured, how much more weight I'm going to put on this freaking bar? Yeah, that's true. You know what I mean? So overloaded works to a certain point. But then you need to start getting a bit more mature. And then one thing I've realized, back to my first coach, when I did my first show, He goes, bodybuilding to win a show is very easy. And I, what do you mean? He goes, you get judged on, back then there were 7, now it's 8. You get judged on 7 compulsory poses, so you know what the judges are looking for. So you need to train specifically for those 7 poses. I mean, so my workouts were designed not to get big. I try to get big, but my workouts were designed to improve my double bicep. My workouts were designed to improve my side chest.
Right.
I mean, I hardly ever helped someone and I said, take photos of your 7 compulsory poses and get them to me. No one does it.
Why?
Because for the reason, I don't want to judge or say anything, doesn't. I had all my, and this time it's easier because now I have a mobile and you go call Gary Phillips and you say, can you send me the photos?
Yeah.
Back then it was harder.
So you're.
But I look at the photos and I say, double bicep. How can I improve my double bicep? I need more width under my armpits. Which exercise gives me the width under the armpits? So then I go and I try this exercise 10 sets. And if the one makes me sore in that area, that's my exercise for the next 1 year.
That lateral exercise.
Whatever year.
Yeah.
I mean, I need more separation in my hemis. How I'm going to get that one? I don't know. Try to find it. And once I find it, I spend 1 year.
Wow.
So maybe I stay the same body weight, but my body will change. I mean,
that is
look,
interesting.
if you look at my photos, my 7 compulsory poses, were, I always said it. I wasn't the only one. Like Sean Lee was the same. Most of the Olympians were the same. My 7 compulsory poses were perfect, not by genetics.
It's because you trained them.
It's because specifically I need more lower lats, because when I do lat spread from the front, there's light going in between. You know what I mean? So I need to, cover that one up. I mean, so I need to do certain exercises. I need more separation in the quads. I need more separation all the way to the posing trunks. I need to, develop the sartorius so it doesn't look empty.
Right. So then you probably changed the movement, made the weight lighter so you could squat lower or make the sweep bigger, the leg bigger.
So you train with an intention.
Right.
You mean? And
it's not about the weight.
I put points. So when I train chest, I remind myself, I need heavy chest, which means dips. So I know when I go to the gym, I'm not going to train chest. You mean I'm doing chest to get heavier chest. So side tricep, side chest, so they're exposed, my chest is heavy. That was the goal. You mean I need to improve the outer head of the triceps so I get more 3D. So when I train triceps for the next, it's in my diary. You mean on the top, triceps, outer head. You mean?
Yeah.
But I have so many, and then there's another.
So what you're saying is most people are just training the muscle, but they're not training specific.
They go and train. They just go and train.
Yeah.
There's no thinking behind it. Just go and train.
Wow.
That's my advantage. I grew up with the old bodybuilders. That's how they. This is nothing.
That's how they trained.
This is nothing I made myself. I came, as I said, from Europe. I was lucky. I spent time with old bodybuilders, like old bodybuilders.
Yeah.
You mean they don't have a name in bodybuilding, but they were freaking good.
Yeah.
You mean they self-taught themselves through experience. So when they pass you something, you mean it's different. If I improve separation in my legs, that's why I'm good with posing. You mean someone goes, I can't have a separation in my legs. I'm like, 2 sessions, your separation comes out. And it happens.
What's the trick on getting separation in the quads?
You need to activate the sartorius. You mean, and the separation from the top. How do you know if someone has a separation on his leg or no? Get him to stand up, hold to something, and lift his leg up. If the separation comes out, the separation is there. He just doesn't know how to bring it out. If the separation is not there, that means it's not developed yet.
So is this why everybody goes to you for posing? Because you wanted to talk about posing.
I don't know if everyone comes to me, but I mean, I'm lucky, you mean? And I think they've realized I love what I do.
Well, I've noticed every photo of every bodybuilder that's going to do a comp, there's you with your camera and the mirror.
There's so many of them that they say don't post photos, which is good. But it's one thing I've learned from, I understood it from the beginning. I can't understand why someone take a risk in taking what he wants to take. And he spent all this money. He spends less time with his family and wife and kids. And he knows that if he doesn't pose right, he might be beaten. Yeah. And they still don't practice their posing. Yeah. And I'm not talking about amateurs. I'm even talking about the Olympian. I mean, I just can't understand it. Amateur, there's an excuse. I don't have time. I mean, but I mean, even Olympians, there's some of them, they're posing. I'm like, man, you can do better.
Wow.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, imagine if Samson, one of the best physiques around for me, and he look at Lehaney's videos and he try to pose like Lehaney, it will be something on stage that everyone goes, man, Jesus Christ, this guy is fucking good.
So in other words, you're saying Samson needs to master his posing.
Sorry?
You're saying Samson, he needs to master his posing.
In my opinion, he got a way to go.
That's all right. That's good.
And
Have you made a phone call to him?
No.
You should.
No.
Samson, if you're watching, Charlie.
Samson, he is the modern Lehaney.
I agree.
He is, and Lehaney was no joke.
Yeah.
I mean, Lehaney was no joke. I mean, this guy, he was one unfucking believable. When you look at Samson, he got the same charisma on stage.
Yeah.
He got the same shape.
Yeah.
I mean, bigger.
That's what
Right?
I said. He's got that body.
Yeah, but if you see Haney pose, Samson can do it. If he spends months of practicing.
Yeah, yeah.
You mean? And it will give him an edge on stage, because what Samson can do on stage, I don't think anyone can do it with his physique.
Yeah.
I cannot see Derek pose like Lehaney. I cannot see Hardy pose like Lehaney. Possibly Lehaney is one of the most charismatic Mr. Olympia on stage.
So, but Samson's body, the way it's shaped, with the small waist and the big lines and the small, wrists and things like so he could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you put a photo of...
So you're saying if he just...
Put emphasis time into it.
His posing will accentuate everything that he's got.
I mean, I believed it. Like, he's so... At the moment, I think he's the most pleasant physique on stage in the open.
I even though he was smaller, I when I look at the photos, he looked pleasant. It looked good. It looked symmetrical. But maybe they went a bit too far. But I think they're still judging on mass, where even if you look back, it wasn't always necessarily about the biggest, but now it seems to be like who's the biggest.
Most of the time, with the IFBB Pro League, I'm backstage, basically.
Yes.
And I've seen so many physiques, and half an hour before they go on stage, they look good. And then before they go on stage, they just don't look as good.
Why?
Because some physiques, they have lines, like I do, and when you fully pump them, they lose them. And then the coach, for some reason, he just load them up with as much food as possible and load them up, and they lose the lines.
Why? Okay,
because they don't look at the strengths. Some people, for example, long time ago, Brent Warren doesn't have nice lines, but he can get full. His strength is to be full.
Mm-hmm.
Dorian, his lines, they're not deep, but they're there. So it doesn't get full. You need to understand your strength, and you play with your strengths.
So do you think everyone's doing a one template with
That's
everyone?
It. Yeah.
They're trying to make them all full rather than looking at some of them that can be their strength is full or their strength is being leaner.
I think it's an old art that sort of, it's not.
It's gone.
It's gone. I've trained with old bodybuilders that there was no gear, and if they want to improve a body part, they just see how they're going to improve it. I came to a point, any body part I want to do, I could improve it because I knew how to improve each body part.
How long does it take to improve a body part?
Not long.
How long?
It depends.
Like, say I wanted to improve my arms. Like, say I wanted to get
You picked up the hardest.
Oh, sorry.
Let's say you want to improve the legs.
Yeah, the quad.
Yeah, that's the easiest. Because you got so many muscles in your legs, it's impossible every one of them. It's not good.
Yeah.
So first you need to understand, need to work out the mobility. If you cannot squat with no weights, tight muscles, they don't grow. They just stop there.
Right.
It doesn't matter who you're going to go and see coaches. If you have a tight muscle, it's not going to grow.
So stretching's important.
Mobility, it's important. Stretching, you stretch, you get tight again.
So mobility is getting range.
Yeah. There's a reason why most bodybuilders get tight. It's because the muscles around the spine in the middle, they're not as strong as the muscles on the outside. And as a protection, the body will seize the outer core to protect the inner core.
Yeah.
And once you strengthen the muscles in the inner core, then the outer core will release. But if anyone, he got tight back, he goes and get a massage, and 1 hour later, he gets getting tight again, and he do it again and again, and then he's not thinking.
So what does he do then?
he needs to improve and strengthen the inner core. You mean? This is the example I tell everybody. The most important muscles we have in our body are the ones around the spine.
Yep.
Now, if you get a baby, newborn baby in China, a newborn baby in America, and a newborn baby wherever, in Australia, they all do the same movement. Yeah, they start lifting their head up, and then they start to arch, and then they try to rotate. Every single baby do those movements.
Yep.
The reason why is because they're strengthening the muscles around the spine.
Right.
Now, when you start doing deadlift and those things, you create an imbalance. The outer core, we call it core, but actually it's not even the core is on the inside.
No, the core's inside, yeah.
Yeah, the core of the air that's on the inside.
Yeah, that's right.
So the
That's why people get L4 and L5 problems, because their core is weak.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the outer core is way stronger than the inner core, and for not to do more damage, the body will protect and seize. And when you get massaged, one hour later you're going to get tired again, because the body is saying, no, this is too dangerous.
So you're saying strengthening your core.
You need to strengthen your inner core, and that will give you more movement. You mean? Automatically it's give you more movement. You mean? But I was saying, when someone goes, on stage and they get fuller, you're like, you don't have to eat that much food. You mean? It's like you spend, you mean? So let me give you an idea of how I think. You need to have more than one side chest. You need to have two side chests.
Right.
Because you're going to compete with someone at your height and someone taller than you.
Yep.
At your height, you go low to stay dominate with width. When someone taller, at your height, you stay high to dominate with height. When you go against someone taller, you cannot. So you go low and try to get as much width.
Yep.
If you are thick on your side chest, you stay side. If you're flat chested and you're wide, you turn around to
Yep.
compensate.
Yep.
You mean? Basically, if you're doing double bicep back and you have to spike one calf, you always spike the calf next to the guy who got the weakest calf.
Right.
Because you're going to get compared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're doing side chest, you need to know how to do side chest on both sides. There is no preference.
Just in case.
Because if they called you in a lineup and it's a quick show, sometimes it happens, and you're number one, and you're that far of the keratin, and you can do a side chest facing that way, no one can see you. You have to turn facing this way so they can see you.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's the most basic. If you want to get more advanced, like I did, if you're doing side chest and the guy is facing that way, and you think you're bigger than him, side chest, you come closer facing that way. It's a direct confrontation. Same shape.
Yeah.
And by stepping forward next to him, you're telling the judges, I'm confident we can beat him. It's a psychological thing.
Yeah, of course.
If the guy doing side chest is bigger than you, is better than you do side chest facing the other side, it's harder to compare. And you don't hold the pose. You don't hold the pose.
No?
No.
What do you do?
You just do it for a short period of time.
Right.
You pose first, so you pose last and you finish first. And you
Right.
do the next pose.
Okay.
You will never find photos of Arnold Schwarzenegger doing side triceps in his last Olympia. He didn't do it. He simply didn't do it.
Why is that? Because they weren't...
Because Arnold, it's old school. He realizes side triceps is not as good as everyone else.
Yeah.
But side chest is. But if you do side chest and he's better than everyone else and doesn't do side triceps, there's a chance the judges assume that his side triceps is as good.
Right.
It's all psychological.
Yeah.
You mean? No, you can go on stage and see, well, whatever happens, have fun. I don't want to have fun on stage.
I was going to say, you're actually going in with a mission.
Yeah. So what I said before, about the book. So when I told my chest, I lost all my sponsors, was doing nothing. And one of my friends, he gave me a book. It's called The Book of Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi. He goes, read this one. I go through phases. I wasn't in a good freaking state of mind. I didn't want to read the book. So I started reading it. I couldn't understand nothing. This book is like 400 years old. Anyway, he goes, have you read it? I'm like, no. He goes, Charlie, read it. So I started reading it from the beginning. And this book, it's about how to build a house.
Yep.
I'm like, why would I know how to build a house? It's not my thing. But I read a few of it, and I just chucked it there. So the book is what's written by Miyamoto Musashi, right? So I came to Australia, and the company I got to work with was Musashi. And the owner of the company he knew the story of Musashi. So that gave me a bit more of an edge
Right.
when I started to. And they told me to read the book. And he gave me a book, but this time it wasn't this thick. It was this thick.
Yeah.
And when I read it the second time, when I came here, I started to understand it more. And this guy, the samurai, he was strategic. He was very strategic. He didn't fight like every other samurai. And some people said he's cheating and blah, blah, blah. But bottom line is, when there's a duel, you either win and live or you die. Right? And this guy was, everyone say he's the best samurai ever lived in Japan. And that's the Book of Five Rings. There's a statue in Japan. It's a famous statue of two samurai fighting, and one is in the air and one is underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And the story behind that one, I'm telling the story so I understand how I think about posing. So there was Musashi and a samurai, and everyone said these were the top two ranks of samurai in Japan.
Yep.
And they keep avoiding each other, but at one point it had to face each other. So obviously one have to live and one have to die.
Mm.
And when Musashi studied his opponent, his strikes, he realized he can never beat him. Every strike had no counterattack for it.
Mm.
So they made for the duel, and Japan samurai, there's an honor and respect to each other. So the guy, he's waiting in 6 hours, and Musashi haven't turned yet. He's waiting for 6 hours. 6 hours later, I can see Musashi coming across the lake. Right? And while he was on the boat coming, and this guy, bringing closer, he carved a wooden sword out of one of the oars.
Mm-hmm.
And he carved it longer than a normal sword. And when he came on shore, he didn't even introduce himself. He challenged him straight in the water. The other samurai attacked, missed. Musashi jumped, and the wooden sword hit him on the head and killed him. He beat him not because he was more technical, he beat him because he was more strategic.
Right.
He played on his emotions.
So he turned up late to frustrate him?
Yet, he beat him on emotions.
Right.
He challenged one samurai, he killed him, and then he sent a message to the brother that he killed his brother, and he challenged him. The guy was emotional, he killed them both.
Wow.
So his first fight, Musashi, was 13. He did 60 duels and retired at 28. And then became a philosopher. And when I started to understand his book, I'm like, this is what I need to do when I turn my chest in bodybuilding. So I'm back studying physics about how the light bounce on stage, about shadows. I started reading about human behavior.
Wow.
To understand the judges, how they think. For me, it was a fixation. If I'm going to win, I'm going. That's why I said I win before I go on stage.
Wow.
It's a different story altogether. I am perfect my poses more. And then I went on, and then the first World Championships I did, I got it on video. I took my clothes off. Everyone stopped pumping up. Everyone come shaking hands before I even went on stage.
Wow.
But as I said, I studied every freaking book in chemistry and mechanics I could put my hands on. It was a full-time job to come back. You know what I mean? But I knew if a judge is blocky and someone goes on stage, he's a bit blocky, for him it's not a defect because that's him. If a judge has small calves and someone goes on stage with small calves, it's okay because he got small calves. So understanding who's going to judge you. Wow. It doesn't apply much today because most of the judges don't haven't competed in their life.
Yes.
But it applied to those days. But now...
But can they do it now? I think they can.
You can still be strategic on stage because if you're doing double bicep and you look forward and the judges in front of you, they're talking, you're just wasting your time.
So you wait for the moment when they're looking at you.
You just look and who's looking at you. I'm doing about double biceps straight at him.
Wow.
And that guy, he's interested in me. And
So
these guys I know.
Turn to him.
You wouldn't turn because that looks distorted. You turn the full pose.
Yeah, you give him the whole pose, right?
Yeah,
because those aren't paying attention to you.
And then so you're just wasting your time. Wow. You know what I mean? There's so many things that I share with my clients when they do posing. Basically, you stay because one of the biggest problems when you do posing, if you want to do the right job, when they pose in the posing room with me, and it looks good, it might not good look on stage when there's someone next to them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And sometimes we do posing, and I'm like, looks good. And then I'm like, oh shit, hold on a minute. But on stage, next to someone else, if he get lower, he will look better. Looking slim, it looks nice, but if he looks stockier, he looks thicker.
Mm.
I mean, and then you start changing things accordingly.
Mm.
I mean, if you want to compete and you want to win the overall for the pro card, you have to have a double bicep for your class, especially if you're short, and a double bicep for the overall because they're taller than you.
Yeah.
If you want to do a good job,
Yeah,
because if you don't, then you don't.
How do you feel that everybody's become a posing coach now? Because what I'm saying is, it seems like, let's just say it like, Charlie Duca trained me. Hey, I've won in my division. Now I want to be a posing coach because they think they can take your knowledge, or because they won, because they got Peter Hardwick, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
It seems like everyone's now saying, hear me out. Look, it's a money game. This is a money game. Before it was a personal trainer, 1 hour, $80, $100, $120, whatever it was. That's what it was, roughly. I was a personal trainer once too, back when I was 20, for a short time. But that requires a lot of work, being with a person for the whole hour. But now you can charge the same money by being a posing coach, which creates a bit of laziness.
Yeah.
Because now you can show them to do something magical with Whitney Houston or Matchbox 20 and then spinning around and try to, but it seems like I think they're taking the piss out of posing as an extra income stream to their personal training, like being nutritionist coaches too. Everything, they want it all, but then they're not good at one thing, or they've not done the distance. Like I said, some people have just done one comp, 5 comps, or all right, done Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney, and then now they're posing coaches. And I'm just watching because I've been doing now the podcast from 2 years now, and or 2.5 years, and from where I started to where we are today, posing coaches ramped up. Like for me, I didn't know many people, but I remember watching Peter Hardwick, and I had to get him on because to me he looked like
art.
But not only art, I fell in love. I like girls, but I fell in love with him. Yeah, I like girls, by the way. I fell in love with him when I saw the poses he was doing, but the shadows. And it reminded me of the 70s.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the 80s. And his grace. And I said, I had to get him on to learn how come we're not doing this anymore. But now it just seems like even that moment's gone and the traffic, there's so much noise at the moment. Everyone's a posing coach.
Look, first of all, when you say posing, there's the posing routine and there's the compulsories. And because the posing routine, there's no points, you need to focus more where you get the points, the compulsories.
Of course, but
you mean? Yeah. So.
But I think to me, a posing coach teaches you that too.
But if you have a limited amount of time with someone, you need to go where the points are.
Yeah.
You mean? And then you try to do a posing routine. Some people can feel the music, some people cannot. And some people, they don't have time or they don't want to practice. So it's, you mean? Like
so you're talking about mandatories?
Yeah, it's like, even routine. You mean? Like I'm helping someone doing his posing routine. He's a good poser. He got a good instinct, and it's his last show.
Okay.
You mean? So I told him we put extra time into this one because it's a memory for you. That's what I told him. What pose routine is? If I have to look back, what I should have done different, I should have done more posing routines. But back then, if I'm competing in New Zealand and I'm competing in England, I'm like, different judges do the same routine. I wish. Now I look back, I'm like, man, I could have done so many more routines. I got like about 20 posing routines, but it's still not bad. You mean? But about what it's about coaches, I started coaching bodybuilding when I was 22 in 1993, and then I never became a coach. You mean? And like you said, some were my clients and became a coach. I mean, I don't stress on things I don't have control on.
Yeah.
You mean, basically, so it doesn't affect me. What annoys me is the ones that most of them they're nice. You mean, What annoys me,
Nice is nice.
yeah, one of them annoys me when someone teach him how to pose, and then he start teaching posing, and then he starts saying bad things about you. And then his clients will leave him, and they come to me and they said, he said ABC. I don't react, but I'm like,
But why do that?
yeah, but I don't care, and I don't even know. But next time when he calls me, if I brush him off, he'll understand why. They'll understand why. You know what I mean? Basically. I mean, but some people are that way, and I can possibly because they got lack of confidence in what they're doing. So the way they can be good if they put someone else down. As I said, seriously, it doesn't bother me at all. You mean I'm like whatever. You mean, but but at one point you need to start. So someone want to start teaching posing and he sucks. He's at one point he needs to start, and then he gets better with time. Nothing ever affects me. I mean, I train. Look, my job. I only train few bodybuilders, and because I love it, their workouts are much longer, and I charge them.
But you said that you go on.
Their workouts are much longer, and I charge them the same price I charge for just 1 hour because I just love it. I get into it and I just enjoy it.
But that's what. But you love it. You said.
Yeah. So anyone who wants to come and do a session with me is more than welcome. No commitments, no contracts, and just one good workout like the old days. You mean? And it's fun. We just work on creating pain. That's it. You mean? That's it. Most of my clients, they're professionals. They got surgeon, doctor, immunologist, real estate, lawyer, whatever. And what I did, I softened bodybuilding to suit and accommodate them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not like you have to wait. Tuesday have to do legs. If he comes in the gym and he goes, man, I had a bad day and we're doing legs, I'm like, we do something else? Or we do single legged. So I still done it, but there's no competition. And it works for me, it works with my clients. My clients love it because they push, they get the results.
But it seems like you like it when a bodybuilder comes along and wants to go for it.
If I find someone like Saturday, someone came to see me with a chest, and he came with his nephew, right, younger. And he could understand what I'm doing. Surprisingly, even the freaking 16-year-old could understand what I was doing. And I don't know for how long we trained for. We trained until we finished. I didn't even look at the time. Because I got into it. He got into it, I got into it, and I just loved it. Then you got people who, they're a bit more stagnated. Basically. And it's hard for them to understand. The same thing with posing. I love them all. Some people make it easy for me. Some I'm like, man, I'm going to freaking hit you. I won't hit him. Because you can't freaking, because I rather train someone posing who never did posing before. Because I'm like, do this, and it fits. But when someone did posing before and I need to correct it, one, it's hard. Two, I know for a fact that when he goes on stage in his second call out, he's going to go to the old habits again.
Yes.
Yeah, this is how it works. If you do side chest wrong and now you're doing side chest better, if you did side chest 1,000 times wrong, you need to do 1,001 side chest right to overwrite it.
Yeah.
Because
you need to double that time.
And with the Pro League, I'm lucky because I'm backstage and I'm like, don't forget to squeeze the hemis or don't go this one. And I keep watching and I'm like, first one is good, and they get all excited on stage and everything gets out of the window. But when someone comes new, I'm like, this is good. But I try to cover all the compulsory poses in 1 hour. Before, after. It's not that hard. But then it's up to them how much they're going to practice. Now, if someone practice and comes to me after, I can go to the next step. And I teach him something new. If someone doesn't practice, he comes back and he forgot. I have to spend the next 1 hour of do the same thing that we've done before. Which is okay because he's paying. I don't get frustrated. Now I'm older, I'm more understandable. Basically, I understand. But the ones I like to pose with, it's the one that gradually we create something. We keep more. And I'm like, you know what? We did all the hard work. Let me teach you some new poses you can use in your photo shoot.
Yeah.
They say, whoa, I never did these poses before.
Yeah.
That's when I like it, and they like it. Because for them, it's a memory. One day they're going to get older, and all you've got basically is memories.
Yeah, it makes me think of everything you've mentioned. I mean, it's the commitment you put in, it's knowing where you want to go, but knowing where you have to start to get to where you want to go, not hope you get there. You have to commit to the journey. You know the destination. Now you come back and you start.
Again, bodybuilding is different now. If you want to know how many bodybuilders really exist, you should switch off social media for 2 months and see how many of them keep training.
100%.
I mean, that's when you know the hardcore bodybuilders. I mean, if you want to call them bodybuilders, I don't call myself a bodybuilder. I still train, but I need to weigh my food. I need to train every day. I need to do mobility. I need to sleep my hours. It's me.
It's a decade thing.
No, it's me. That's my mold. It's me.
No, but what I'm saying is, you're 56, I'm 56, right? So you let's say you had your protein drink, your drink in the morning. What was your second meal?
Because my second meal, funny enough, it's my post-workout shake. It's different. And then all the meals are solid after that. Right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like myself, I have 5 meals a day. But even, like I said, this morning, I couldn't prep too much. So I think I had 3 eggs with rice and iceberg lettuce crushed. And that was my breakfast. My second meal, because I wanted to get more glycogen in, I had porridge with protein and Greek yogurt, right? And a banana. That was before I came. What I mean is, but they're all strategic. Like what I'm saying is, bodybuilding is at home, is everything, and the gym is just the workout. Like you go and do the workout. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, when someone loves bodybuilding, when whatever they did when they were 20, they've done decades and decades. Well, you can do a season, you can compete, you can get on stage, but that doesn't mean it's bodybuilding.
Let me give you an example. How people think about winning. Now shows are diluted, so I understand the title doesn't mean as much.
It's
right?
sad, but yes.
If I had to compete at this time, which it is quite logic that when someone competes against you, if he see your body, he's going to get motivated.
Yeah.
And when it's time for him to cheat on his diet, and when it's time for him not to finish a movie and sleep late, right? He's going to remember what he's seen on social media and get motivated and switch the TV off. And got a 9 hours sleep.
So don't show nothing.
So if you really want to win, stay covered and don't show nothing.
It's the old way.
If social media is your work, do photos earlier, and the last 4 weeks you don't put any photos. But it is more important to get a pat on the back from their friends, the winner show.
Yeah.
You mean? Yeah. We used to stay covered.
Yeah.
We used to stay covered. No one can see nothing.
Yeah. No.
It's not just about you seeing me. My thinking was, I'm an art. I work so hard to look the way, and I don't want people to look at me who doesn't understand what they freaking have. You mean it's like you're having, a piece of art, and you put it in the middle of the village square. Big deal. But if you put it in a museum, they can study it and they can appreciate it more. I used to stay covered because I didn't like it getting compared to someone. He's just got a bit of muscle on. I mean, and they go, Charlie, man, he's nearly as big as you. I'm like, here we go again.
But then you also, I don't know about you, but I know myself, because we stayed covered. But did you, I stayed covered because sometimes when I trained and I wasn't covered, I judged myself too much. I really was, where when I stayed covered, I could use visualization. I could use muscle connection better. And I was more impressed and surprised when I went home and I took the top off, or I went to the bathroom by myself and I had a look in the mirror. I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah. Or if I wasn't surprised, it meant I had to train harder.
Yeah.
But when I was training, it kept taking the attention away by looking in the mirror. So you said when they look at themselves in the mirror, they are correcting themselves.
You do the bicep, and then you check your legs and you fix. You check your biceps and you fix. But you're not learning how to pose because you're fixing it in front of the mirror. But you need to close your eyes, do the pose in front of the mirror, open your eyes, and then check.
And find the points so you
You
know
mean
where
you
they
say,
are.
okay, it's good, and then you do it again, and then you just do it again.
Mm.
I mean, it makes a big difference. For me, when I used to train, we didn't even look at the mirror. We used to look at the wall most
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah.
You mean, it takes away from that muscle to mind connection. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it does, but that's the way we train.
I think you don't have a mirror when you're on stage, so you got to
Yeah,
learn to do
but
it without a mirror.
Visualization, it's important. It's
Yeah,
an
that's what I'm
important thing. You mean, and when you see yourself, you cannot visualize it because you can see it.
Well, you need the mirror to confirm it, but at the same time, I think I personally think you need to do. If I was going to go use numbers, you need to do 10 visualization moments, and once in the mirror, because your brain will design it. Your brain will create it in some ways. I wanted to ask
We
before.
used to finish the workout,
Yeah.
covered, and then you go upstairs and take the clothes off, or you're pumped, and just have a good look.
That's all it was.
You mean? And
I
just
still
have a
love
good
that.
look.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, at the moment, I just train with shorts and a t-shirt, but I'm still not comfortable training in a singlet. I'm just not. I can't do it. I can
Yeah.
go upstairs, take off the top if I want. Tell me something. I just want to shift, and I want to know about your chest injury.
Yeah.
Yep. But I want to know, when you talked about the inner muscle, which is captured in my attention,
Yeah.
the core, then is it good for, because I do core exercises because I had a bad L4 and L5, and a physio, God bless him, he said, me touching you is not going to fix you.
Yeah.
So he gave me exercises, and he said 12 weeks. And it's true, on the 12th week, but he didn't see me every week because he knew if I wasn't doing the exercises, we were back at square one. So do you think learning like core exercises, like Pilates exercise, is very important for
Pilates
bodybuilding?
doesn't focus on the core.
Okay.
So if you want to focus on the core, if
That's
you have
what
a
I wanna-
problem
I wanna
with
hear
the
about the
tight
core
back, you need the first thing to do, you need to mimic a baby. So when you're lying on the ground, the outer core, it's not flexed. And every time you're standing, the outer core, it's tense. Otherwise, you collapse. So the best way to do is start exactly like a baby. You just lie down on your tummy, yeah, and you
your
start
head.
moving your head and your arch, yeah, and then you try to do torsions on the ground.
Wow. Okay.
You do torsions on the ground, basically. I mean, and then you can feel it getting stronger. But try to eliminate the tension on the outer core so you can work more on the inner core. And then if your back can take it, things like jumping and those things, it will put strength in those muscles as well.
Yeah.
You mean, so when you jump, you mean those muscles in the middle, they tense. So it's one of the easiest way to freaking do it.
So you're saying jumping?
Yeah, jumping, get the ball, slam the ball, things explosive.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Things which are explosive.
When would you do that?
You can do it at different. Everyone's different. You can do it at different session. You can do it after the workout.
So you're saying find it inside your workout,
Yeah.
but either pre-workout or
can do it.
post-workout.
You
What
can
would
do
you
it pre-
recommend?
When I was competing, I had one session a week on Sunday. I do maintenance. For me, maintenance is make sure everything moves.
Oh, I love that.
You mean? For me, maintenance, everything moves. It's like if there's tight here, tight there. You mean make sure that
So it
everything
wasn't
moves.
about stretching. It was about,
I used to stretch.
but you used to
But-
do the movements, the jumping,
Yeah.
the
Mobility,
hitting
it will make you flexible. Flexibility doesn't make you mobile.
Okay.
You mean, basically. So in a way, stretching, it's part of the mobility, but mobility is not part of the stretch.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean, basically.
I've got it. No, I'm like I said, I'm going to start adding because I still want more. I still want more. It doesn't matter at what age. The best I can be at 50. That's basically what I'm trying to be.
One of the guys I was lucky enough to came across, and I lived at his house, and everything. His name is John Citron.
John.
Citron.
Yeah.
And this guy, he reached his peak at 53 in bodybuilding. And this is no joke, we're talking about the universe. But he's competed against Arnold. Arnold wins the tall class and John wins the short class. So I've competed from a junior till the age of 66.
Wow.
And he was a good bodybuilder. I can tell you, freaking, like, that was one of the best things happened to me to come across with him, because he was a good bodybuilder, had a good balance, and was a good businessman. And like I said before, when someone explains to you is one thing, but when you live with someone and you spend time with someone, it's a different story.
Yeah.
When you see things happen, you go, "Oh, this is so freaking easy." Yeah?
It is, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was on my in the year before, I had to sell my motorbike so I can compete in the universe. And then I'm sitting at this guy's house. He got a pool inside the house. He got all this freaking collection of cars and everything else. And I'm like, "Man, were you always rich?" He goes, "No, I used to sell ice cream when I was a kid." You know what I mean? And I'm like, "Whoa." I mean, and then we became friends. You know what I mean? Basically, and you've learned so much things just by watching.
Yeah. What was the one thing you learned from business with him?
Honesty.
Honesty.
I tell you why. Remember the big boom of Metrex?
Yeah.
So John used to import his own supplements, right? And Metrex was big in '92 when they sponsored Labrada. And they put a tender for someone to take Metrex in Europe. There were two people who put a tender for that one. And they've asked one of the officials, I think it was Wayne DeMille, but don't quote me. And they said, "Who shall we give the tender to, this guy or to this guy?" And the guy goes to him, "Not that guy, not that guy, give it to John." He goes, "Because he never rip you off."
So,
And he had the sole distribution of Metrex for the whole Europe.
so honesty.
Yeah. I remember he told me at the beginning, it's sometimes it's better to take a hit and you stay honest than make money and you burn bridges.
All right. I'm taking that. You got that, Chris? So tell me about your chest.
So I was freaking doing good. I just came saving the universe, singing in the universe.
Yeah.
And then '95, I said I want to win them both, the world and the universe, in the same year. So it was my first attempt on the world championships. I won the overall and went for the universe. It was a bit of a screw up. I came second. Doesn't make any sense, but anyway, I came second, basically. And then I went to the gym, and meanwhile I was going to England to train in England. There's a gym called Muscle Works.
Yeah.
That gym, it's hardcore.
Yeah.
It was, those days it was hard, no females and no beginners.
Wow.
Just hardcore gym.
Yeah.
And I became friends with another bodybuilder who was really good. His name was Emery Francis. He just won the British. He was really good. And I was become his training partner. So I left the army to go to England to train with him. And then I had to go Christmas shopping. So I changed gym. But what happened? For all these 2-3 years, I've lost a decline bench at a certain angle.
Okay.
And I went to a different gym, and the angle was steeper. I mean, everyone's good after shit happens. So back then, I used to do 5 plates on each side.
On a decline.
On a decline. So the 1 plate, 2 plates, 3 plates, 4 plates, 5 plates. So I did 1 plate, 2 plates, 3 plates. Didn't feel good, 3.5. And didn't feel good, 3.5. And my chest torn.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And then when I tore my chest, I opened my hand, so the bar fell off my hand. The weight came out from one side. I lost balance. On the way down, I put my hand down, and the plates came on my hand on the other hand. So I broke my hand from 2 places, and I tore my chest.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I had no idea what I'm going to hold, if it's my head or my chest. You know what I mean? Basically. Yeah. Anyway, so fast forward a bit things. I was basically lost. You know what I mean? Chest is torn. It's a big tear.
Yeah.
Everyone have an opinion, like always. Thank God there was no social media back then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't compete anymore. Compete. Don't compete. You know what I mean? Focus on the army. I'm like, oh. And as I said, you mean I got that book, the Book of 5 Rings, but I couldn't do nothing. You mean? And it really got me. Because I even lost all my money, because technically I spent all my money to fix up this chest, which couldn't even be fixed.
Yeah.
And then I ended up thinking go to live with my mom again, which I never lived. I've been living by myself for a long time.
Yeah.
So there I am. I got one hand broken, chest torn, living with my mom. I could hardly move.
would have felt defeating.
Yeah, and no more competition. You mean? I'm thinking. You mean? The year before, I won the Oscar Heidesman Award for one of the most upcoming bodybuilders, and then now it's like,
Look where you are.
yeah. So it put me in a very bad spot. You know what I mean? Basically, I think if I have to compare which was the worst time of my life, it wasn't that one. It was when I stopped competing, to be honest. But it put me in a bad spot. But then, when I calmed down, I started to regroup, and I said, okay, I got a torn chest. I said, but you can see it front pose, relax. You can see it front lat spread. Other poses, you cannot see it. So from 7 poses, there's only 2. So I got 5 poses on my side. So what I need to do, I need to improve more from behind. So I started putting focus more on improving the back. And it's funny enough, you don't see how much your back improved until you start dieting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So meanwhile, I came to Australia and I started working for Musashi. And then I decided I'm going to go on stage. And as I said, I put every single ounce of experience behind this contest play. But I'm still scared because I don't know how the judge is going to see it on stage.
Yeah.
So I decided to go to do the nationals, the Naba nationals. And then I won that one. And then I looked at the photos. Actually, someone took a video, and I'm like, shit. I really look good from behind.
Yeah.
And I had 2 weeks to do the World Championships.
Yep.
And the guy who used to own Musashi, he's really smart. And I spoke to him, and I'm like, listen, what if I diet? What if I deplete only on just amino acids, no food? He goes, actually, it will work, but you're going to be careful because of your digestive system and your stomach shrinks and blah, blah, blah. So I spent 10 days just using only amino acids.
Wow.
And I was having 2 kiwis and a Weetabix in the morning and 100 grams of steak at night, 10 days. And my body kept getting bigger. Anyway, the improvement I did from the nationals to the World Championships, because then once I started eating, my body just took all the food in. You know what I mean? But I've learned something, and then, like you said about the mirror. When I look in the photos and when I look in the mirror, my eyes goes on my chest all the time.
Yep.
The judges, they look at everything.
Yeah.
You mean they don't look at my chest? But if I act awkward on stage, they say, this guy is not confident, something wrong. If I choose to ignore it, it's not there. Technically, it's not there. And when you look at the logic, you go on stage, you do side chest or side triceps, you want to hold it for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And there's 6 people that have to compare you against. You're lucky if they look at you more than 2 seconds.
Yeah.
In 2 seconds, you have to look at your chest, at your biceps, at your hamstrings. No one's going to notice nothing. Those days. If Dorian had to compete nowadays, Dorian wouldn't win the Olympia.
You wouldn't?
No. Because he'll get crucified before he goes on stage because of his bicep. And they get more attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look at Derek with his bicep. He keep getting hammered on his bicep because they keep showing photos and photos and photos and photos. Those days, the show it's done, there's a magazine, and it's done for the next year.
Yeah.
You mean? Derek's bicep is going to keep haunting him for the next couple of years. Hardy's leg is going to keep haunting him for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Because it's always in your face. Everyone talks about it.
Yeah.
I was lucky I was competing those days because I could cover it.
Yeah.
These days I couldn't cover it.
Yeah.
You mean? Because it goes on social media and everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But how did I tear my chest? When I look back, it was destiny.
Okay.
I always believe in destiny.
Yep.
That's why I don't stress much.
Yep.
There's a day you're born and there's a day you're going to die and you cannot change them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Eating healthy, you get hit by a car. So if you want to eat ice cream, just eat ice cream. That's my theory.
Yeah.
But I was gonna move to England to train with this guy. And before I moved, I went to have a look, and I was gonna work in this nightclub. And every bouncer was a bodybuilder. So the way they used to work, one eat, and the ones work, and then they keep changing, and everyone's eating.
Yeah.
So I think there were 7 securities. So I was gonna be one of those 7. And then I tore my chest, and I didn't go. So I didn't want to work there. That was December.
Yeah.
And then May, I went back to England. And the guy picked me up. He opened the boot in the car to put my luggage. And there was a jacket of the nightclub. I thought, "Oh, you're working there?" He goes, "No, it's closed." He goes, "Someone shot the doorman."
Oh,
Now what happened? He goes, "There was this guy didn't let him in because he told him it's full. He took it personally, went in the car, got the shotgun, and shot the guy at the door."
wow.
And in my head, I'm like, you know what? If I didn't turn my chest,
That could have been you.
it could be me.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, I always feel protected. I'm like, things always happen for a freaking reason.
Okay, yeah.
And so that's when I've learned more. When you get older and you spend time reflecting on things, you chill more. You mean? I remember a long time ago, I was sitting next to Sean Ray. It was at the Arnold in Melbourne.
Yeah.
He said something to me. He just came exactly at the right time because that's when I retired from competing. He goes, "We're the lucky ones, eh?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "We all do the same thing. You mean? We're still healthy."
Yeah, true.
I'm like, shit, it makes a lot of sense. Sean Ray is very smart.
Yes.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, he's very smart. He's done very well in the industry, but like I said, I think...
He never went on stage not peaked.
I know.
Every single show he nailed it.
And he did.
You mean? I never talk about calories and surplus and, nothing.
He's not into calories still. Are you into calories?
I count calories, but they don't consume how I think.
In other words, how I look at calories, for me, I only count calories when it's good stuff. Meaning I don't think I've got to eat this to make up calories. I just think what I've got to eat to make the calories. It's not like I have to eat something and it will equate to calories. I have to eat the right thing to equate to the calories.
Look,
it's always about what I have
count
to
calories
eat.
because I need to have a bit more of logistics in my hand. You mean? Basically. And I feel more safe. But in reality, when they say this is your threshold of calories, it doesn't make no sense at all. You mean? If the weather is cold, you burn more calories. If you train harder, you burn more calories.
That's right.
If you bump your shin, you mean, and you get a bruise to recover, you burn more calories. You have a fight with your ex-wife, burn a lot of calories.
Yeah, stress.
You mean? So you cannot say my threshold is 2,000 because it doesn't make sense. You mean? Basically, it's good to have a number, but you don't get a dictate of how you think. If you have a bad day and you feel flat, up the calories a bit. It makes more sense. But nowadays, the people went to the other extreme. It's like, oh, I'm dying to have ice cream, but I cannot. I'm like, when you're competing, 18 months. I'm like, fuck.
But even
just even people that don't compete nowadays, everyone's thinking, put the watch, and I couldn't sleep last night, so I'm so stressed. And I'm like, man, take that watch off.
Yeah.
It's impossible to have always perfect sleep.
But even back then, bodybuilders knew if they exceeded their calories, maybe had an ice cream, they just trained harder or did something to counter it by treadmill or something. What I mean is, you didn't worry about you just chose the tool you'll use to burn the calories. But if you exceeded it by something, you ate more. You just did more of that over there.
For me, it was logic. Bodybuilding, most of the things is logic.
Yeah.
You mean? In the off season, I weigh myself at night.
Yeah.
Before I go to bed.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be lighter than the next day.
Yeah.
So if I weigh 100 kilos, I have my dinner, I weigh myself, and I'm 99.7, have a protein shake.
Yeah.
When I'm competing, I weigh myself first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
To monitor things better.
Yeah.
But in the off season, I didn't have maximum calories. In the off season, I had minimum calories. So my minimum is 5,000. If I eat more, I'm going to train harder.
That's what I mean.
You mean? I'm going to, because I train by, it's good in a way to have a, look, when you think logic about bodybuilding, we grow, it's more psychological than physiological.
Yeah.
Right? And this is how I always explain it. We've got two people laying down on the bench press, right? A power lifter and a bodybuilder. One, his chest stays small and he lift weight. One, his chest gets bigger and he lift maybe the same or less weight. Why? Because the power lifter, on his way down on the bench, he's thinking of breaking his own record. A bodybuilder lying down on the bench, he's visualizing his chest bigger on stage.
That's right.
You mean basically?
So it's
different. A power lifter, he try to lift the weight, without getting tired, so he lift more. A good bodybuilder try to squeeze the chest, to get full of lactic acid and get that pumping.
And in that time.
You mean, basically. So, although they both do the same exercise, now what happens when you always do bench press first? What happens when you have an app? Because I don't like apps. It will slow you down. Because your goal is to push as much as you can. You know what I mean? Someone comes to me and goes, man, I hit PB 3 times this week, now the last month. And like, okay, let me stay with you. How many reps you've done with squats or with 100 kilos? 8. Then I stay with him, he do 15. Like, goes, I didn't know I can push that much. Because when you have an app, it will put a wall in front of you.
Yeah, I know. There's a
And
point.
that's why one of the mistakes I did at the beginning, before I tore my chest, I always did bench press first. But in my head, it was 5 plates on each side. I mean, my chest grew. I mean, it was 5 plates on each side. So my goal was to do 5 plates on each side. When I tore my chest and I started thinking different, my goal was to get my chest bigger. So I was like, not the chest bigger, I need to get my lower chest bigger. I need to get dense. You mean, if I'm doing biceps, you mean I need to improve the outer head. Not just biceps, I need to improve, I could feel the blood going on the outer head, the long head. You mean, basically, I need to get more separation in my quads. Yeah, I've seen, and I spoke with a few like bodybuilders, and they come and see me, and their quads, they're freaking this big. And I'm like, man, train your quads that way once every second week, and the alternative, work on your separation. Because you've got enough size, more than everyone else on stage. Chisel them in.
Yeah.
You mean, fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
You got the silhouette, and then you got the detail. Get the detail going.
Yeah.
If they're big enough. But a few of them, they take it on board. You mean, few of them. I'm a big believer of what's called invertible.
Yeah.
It goes upside down.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in that one. It keeps you healthy, yes.
Really?
Yeah. Because you have compression on the disc, and with that one, the disc will open up, the blood flows between the disc, clear all the damage and everything. It's good. Right? Every single person comes to see me, I always say, buy a convertible. Maybe 5 of them, they come and goes, I bought it. And I say, if you buy it, you don't even need to get a massage.
How much is the table?
$130.
How long do you do it for?
I used to watch the whole news at night upside down. You get used to it.
So 30 minutes?
Yeah. You can do it less, but I used to watch the whole news upside. I got used to it. You mean, like,
So you do it now?
No, because one of my injuries was my hips, so I did hip replacement, so I don't do it. I've torn my chest, I torn my forearms, I torn my bicep, I torn my tricep, not big, not a lot. Hip replaced both.
Wow.
I got both hip replaced, and then I went to compete again.
Why before we go over the body, why do you have so many injuries?
Most of them, they were outside the gym.
The reason I say that is I don't have any injuries.
Most of them, they were outside the gym, like had car accident.
But even when I look at Paul Haslam, he's got a list of injuries.
Mine are different.
When I look at Terry Mitzos, he's got a list of injuries, and everyone talks about
my joints are good.
Joints are good?
My joints are good. I tore my chest, as I said.
Yeah, of course.
It was different bench.
But everything else happened outside the gym.
When I tore my chest, I partially tore my bicep.
Yeah.
That was in '95.
Yeah.
And I kept going till 2010.
Yeah.
So it was good. But I was in a car accident, and then you can't believe it. I lowered the bar on my neck. It wasn't heavy, it was like 40 kilos, and it just came between the discs. And it pinched a nerve, and it didn't feel nothing.
L4 and L5?
5, 6. And it didn't feel nothing.
Do you know what it is? No. I'll just, like I said, before we go over the body, I went and saw a physio once just to get a massage. And this is when I had my juice bar in the city. And I was training, 30 years old. And they massaged me. And then when I finished, I had this pain down my back. And I said, you guys fucked me up. Okay, oh my God, you've ruined it for me.
Yeah.
And what they said was, no, we just exacerbated it up. It was there. So when you put it on your neck, it wasn't the bar that you put on your neck. It was already happening. The moment
possibly.
no, it's true. That's why when I say to you, the other physio, when I went and saw him, he said to me, when I went and saw him, he goes, go get your x-rays. Got him. And I had inflammation between 2 discs, which was in the nerve, right?
Yeah.
And he said to me, okay. He showed me these exercises. Honestly, Charlie, I wouldn't even sweat. I was like, because, dude, mate, touching the foot on the ground, lifting up the butt, whatever it was. He goes, see me in a week. So I'll see you in a week. Sorry, a little bit of stretch, that's it. See me in 2 weeks. I said, I'll see you in 2 weeks. Then he goes, see me in 4 weeks. I go, all right, 4 weeks. And he goes, see me in 8 weeks. Like he just knew. He said, if I touch you, I'm not going to fix you. Because you're doing the exercises, I can see you're doing them. Don't have to come and see me. In the end, he was right. Once I built my core, and what happens is your core, it doesn't discriminate.
Yeah.
Meaning you can be a fat bastard and have a strong core. And you can be a fit guy and have a weak core. Because sometimes your outer muscles took all the energy, took all the strength, and your inner core was compensated and became weak. So what I mean is it doesn't discriminate. So all I'm saying is I think Pilates is a really...
My injury, like my hips, that was from martial arts. Because when I dislocated my hip, it came out of alignment.
yeah, of course.
And then I kept wearing off, and I kept competing. And then when my daughter was born, I'm like, you know what? I need a better lifestyle. So I just did both at the same time.
You did what?
Hip replacement, both at the same time. Because I could take the pain. I just take freaking painkillers and just keep going.
Yeah, no, but it's not good.
But my hips were out of alignment. The thing is, because I was younger, I got an X-ray, and there was a calcification on the joint.
Yeah.
If I had the experience, I will force the surgeon to do a keyhole surgery and will shave it off.
Yeah.
But the surgeon goes, no, that's okay. But that's not okay because I was training hard and I kept freaking shaving on it. Basically.
No, I understand what you're saying.
But I can now every week, I still do pull down behind the neck. I still do press behind the neck. I still, I do all the movements to stay mobile. I still do full squats. So I keep my joints. I only got injured because I got injured. I got the car accident, then it twisted one of the discs. Not pushed it, just twisted. And they want to do a surgery. And I didn't want to do surgery. So I told them, give me a couple of weeks. And I've managed to ease the pain. So the only exercise that triggers it is seated calves. So if I don't do seated calves, I can manage with it.
Well, I'm just telling you, trust me, certain Pilates exercises, core exercises, 10 minutes a day, I've been doing it from the age of 30.
I do core.
A lot of core exercises. Lying on your back and you bring your leg down and you touch the ground. But you've got to make sure this doesn't move.
And the back is flat.
Yeah, but you've got to make sure this doesn't move. Even though that's going down, it's not like this.
Yeah.
It's like that. And that is muscle connection. So all these things is all the little movements. It's not the big movement. It's not going like this. And this doesn't move. And this doesn't move. Once you're focused on this, not this, that's when you start working core. What I learned was so everything was tying into visualization, just like bodybuilding.
Yeah, I do that one. I elevate both up and keep my back flat, and then I lower one, bring it back, lower one, and then I lower both, bring them up, open. I just do a lot of different movements.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I enjoy doing that type of exercises, so it doesn't bother me. It's more sometimes you don't have the time to do everything.
But that one is the one where you don't have the time to do it. For us, even me, I haven't done enough, which is bad. So I'm going to do more.
I think dealing with the...
And maybe drinking red wine.
Dealing with the tear, with the pec tear, it was bad, but I think the one that put me in a big challenge was when I retired competing.
Yeah, of course. It would be a downer.
And I knew, because I've seen friends competing, and I knew it was going to get me.
Did it get you?
Oh, man, it's hard. It's one thing, I can explain a pec tear. I can't explain this one.
Really?
Because I spent 27 years, more than half of my life, dieting.
And
competing. Even if it's off season, I'm still freaking eating, And then I woke up in one morning and the old Charlie is finished. And then what I did before I stopped, I picked up two. One was my client and one was my old client that I knew they're quite good. And I kept them with me. So like mentor me, Doesn't work. No. I started investing more time to buy property. Because they say divert your energy. Buying a property and winning a freaking world title, it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And buying a property, wake up the next morning, and all you do is just own the bank money.
Yeah.
It means nothing. You mean so? It puts you in this freaking. The way I can explain it,
Downward spiral.
it's like I'm trying to get out of a hole and I freaking cannot. And then then you got the divorce after that one, which is put you in a bigger hole. And then I end up single dad with my daughter with me full time. It's a freaking bigger hole. Then I had to deal with COVID. It's a bigger. It was one bad cake. You want to see it that way?
It is. No, it is when you take away the identity you had as being a competitor and you had future goals, the future goal, something to look forward to, something to go to. But have you fixed it? Or are you still there?
No, it took me. I never read books, but somehow when I'm in trouble, I turn to books.
Okay.
And there's a certain books that I've read that I'm like, oh shit, this makes more sense.
Yeah.
You mean? And then I started, and then I just realized it's like we all have to stop one day. I just had to stop now.
Yeah.
No, but
true.
I had to stop now.
No, I hear you.
But the thing is, I don't want to sound like cocky. I have achieved so much from bodybuilding, more than most.
You have.
So, fuck, I should be grateful for what happened.
I think you just said the word. You need to be grateful.
Yeah, I never when I started lifting weights, I thought I was gonna do like 35, 40 shows, and I was gonna win those shows I won. Yeah. I never thought. When I started training, my mom used to go to me, "Oh, how are you gonna make a living when you get older?" And I used to be on the bed asleep. That was sleep, and I'm like, "Fuck." I'm spending all my money in bodybuilding because bodybuilding was nothing.
Yeah,
small gyms. Like, how am I going to make a living when I get older? And guess what happened? Everything caught up.
Yeah.
And I became personal trainer, and then I bought chairs in a gym. You mean, and now life is good, but I'm like, and that's one thing I've learned. You never hold back. Imagine if I panicked and I stopped doing bodybuilding and I find a job in an office. Fuck, that's a shit life for me. I don't want to do it.
Not only that, you made sure you didn't listen to the wrong people, meaning your mum would have given you the wrong advice. Yeah, loves you, but wrong advice.
As I said, because I'm protected or I'm lucky, whatever, because my ex-wife, when I divorced, I stayed with my daughter by myself. She was 7. I had to stay home. I couldn't go out.
Yeah.
And staying home, I had the time to analyze everything.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had time to go out, I wouldn't.
You would be reckless.
The same thing. How did I improve when I was in the army? It's because I was working and there was no mobiles and there was nothing. So all I had was freaking books.
Discipline.
And books and to read. I had no distraction. I had no mobile. Probably, if I had to compete now, I wouldn't have done what I've done. I wasn't disciplined. I was forced to do it because I'm in the army. You cannot hold a mobile. You cannot do. There was no mobile. So all I'm doing is just dreaming.
So you're saying external forces kept you.
Yeah, but all I do is just dreaming. And when I'm same thing with my daughter, she's asleep, I'm home sitting on the couch, and I'm like, how am I going to get out of this fucking situation? You mean? And you try to compensate that if you were young with something else. It doesn't happen. Nothing in the world. I don't think if I won the lottery, it will give me as much kick as being on stage and win. Well, so then the alternative is to accept it. You mean it's to accept it and say, I'm lucky. And then I was thinking, and I'm like, I'm going to call myself, I was a good bodybuilder. I said, what about if I focus to become a better person instead? And that's nice. Whoa. No, but that's in my head. I'm like, okay, that's nice. So I'm like, how? And then you start reading, and there's a way how to communicate and talk with people. There's a way how to stop and be more understandable. Everybody have a story. I mean, if someone goes on stage and he's smooth, I used to get the shits. Now someone is smooth, I'm like, man, God, he's on stage. God knows what he's going through. You mean? And the more I became more acceptable and understand these things, the easier life was getting. Yeah. Because then you stress about nothing. You mean? You stress about nothing, basically. Then because I wasn't with the car accident, it really messed me up because I couldn't even move my arm. Even when the acupuncture, there was no pulse. I can freaking see the bone. Yeah. You mean? So I had to deal with that one. The heaviest I could lift was 2 kilos on biceps. So I had to deal with that one as well. I had to go do surgery. It was a major surgery. And I told the neurosurgeon, I'm like, I need to go home tomorrow because I got my daughter at home. He goes, you can't go. I'm like, I can't stay. Yeah. You mean? So then I did surgery, signed myself out, and they took 2 grafts from my hip and put them in my neck to fix it. I've walked from St. Vincent to home, then I ruptured the stitches here. So I had blood coming from here. And my doctor goes, you need to go to the hospital. I'm like, nah, I'll just drain it myself.
Wow.
I'm like, just give me tablets, I'll be okay.
It just,
But when I look back, everything is a lesson.
but everything is what you've built yourself to be, and you've built yourself to be resilient.
Yeah, but everything is a lesson. If I didn't have to turn my chest, possibly I wasn't equipped to deal with that situation.
With someone getting shot.
Yeah, you mean, and now with the way I look at things, after I stopped competing, and when you start looking, life is so much easy. There's no problems in life, seriously. They're all lessons. We call them problems because people say problems and they panic.
No, they're lessons.
But it's a lesson and it's a challenge. And when something happens, it doesn't matter how bad it is. It goes, okay, it's not the end of the world. How am I going to get out of this one? And then you sit down by yourself, get your subconscious start to work again, and you put the jigsaw puzzle together. And you say, oh, shit. Being patient, 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, and it's figured out.
Yeah, no, it's true, mate.
You know what I mean? That's why I said, when we spoke before, in my life, I wouldn't change nothing. Because I always look at where I am now. And to be honest, where I am, I'm quite happy.
Yeah.
But every single problem or whatever happened in my life
was meant to be.
It just made me who I am.
Yeah. It was all part of the journey.
You mean? Yeah, I think my advantage, if I have to have one, is that I can stop, put myself by myself and think. And I can analyze things. And I say, okay, this one is here, this one is there, this one's going to take 1 year to fix, this one's going to take 2 months to fix. This is just all in my head, doesn't make sense. I remember when I tore my chest, I picked up one of these books, and there's one chapter, it's called The 6 Ghosts of Fear. I'm like, fuck, I might even look at these. You look at all these 6 fears that we have as human beings. Like, fuck, I might as well hit them in the head one by one.
Yeah.
You mean? And then you look back and you go, oh man, life is so much easier. But I would never got that book.
Without going into individual one, what would the 6 called? Name them out. What were the 6?
So there's the fear of dying. The fear of living alone.
Yep.
The fear of illness.
Yep.
The fear of poverty.
Yep.
That's two other, I can't remember, it was a long time ago.
Okay.
But the book is called Think and Grow Rich.
Oh, Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah, and it's the 6 Ghosts of Fear. But I'm like, because I was home, I mean, I couldn't go nowhere without the chance of taking a sleep. So I'm like...
Start reading.
Yeah, that book came in my hand. It's funny because when I started bodybuilding, and I told you, like, it was funny because I thought about it yesterday. One of the books came to my hand. It was one of my favorite books. It's called Slaying the Dragon. Have you heard about it?
No.
It's written by Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
You know Michael Johnson, right? And it really fits in for bodybuilding.
Wow, okay.
You mean? Because this guy, first of all, he's the first Olympic athlete who won the 200 meters, 400 meters gold medal in one Olympics. Right? But the way he runs, it's so orthodox. He doesn't lift his knees up. He stays straight when he runs and do short steps.
Yep.
It's a no-no. And every coach that he had, they tried to change the way he runs. And it was okay. Until he find the coach. He goes, that's the way you run. I want you to run fast. Your style. And so many people criticize him because his technique is not right.
Yeah.
But here we go. He's a gold Olympic medal.
That's right.
And when I read that one, I'm like, this is really applies with bodybuilding because technically I'm living on an island. I don't know nobody. And so much information which it does not make any sense. I'll give you one example. Everyone says to get big is 6 to 8 reps. But when you look at all Mr. Olympia, with the exception maybe of Dorian, they all do high reps.
All of them have said it on the podcast too.
But they all do high reps. But coaches, who, I don't want to say much, because that's what they hear, that's what they say.
Right, that's all it is.
I mean, I know that Tom Platz had the biggest legs in bodybuilding. He was doing 20 reps.
I know.
And he's very flexible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same thing with the food. I think if another advantage I had, I studied nutrition. I don't have a degree, but I studied nutrition. But I didn't study nutrition to find a job. I studied nutrition because I want to win.
Yeah, of course.
So it's a different type of nutrition. I studied supplementation because I want to win. I've realized in 91 when I competed that genetically I was okay. But to beat people better genetics, I need to be smart. And that's when I started study. I mean, I didn't say 200 grams, 300 grams of protein a day. I used to look at the breakdown of the amino acids of those freaking 300, you know what I mean? You know, make sure there's a system of amino acids. There's a ratio between methionine and glycine. You never heard these things talk.
No.
You never heard these things in university. Maybe vegetarians, they talk about these things. But methionine creates an inflammation. Glycine takes off that inflammation. Bodybuilders, we all eat chicken breast, which is muscle, which is lean. Okay, so to understand, a steak from a cow, from a part of the cow, and a steak from a different part of a cow, they're both steak and they have the same amount of protein. But the profile of amino acids is different.
Wow. Okay.
When you eat muscle, it's high in methionine, and it makes you stronger, but it creates an inflammation in the stomach, and that's why people have problems.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, but that's why ancient Chinese, Lebanese, Greeks, they cook the whole cow, because in certain parts of the cow, you've got high glycine,
Right.
and there's a ratio of methionine to glycine, and the glycine should stay higher to keep your guts healthy. Now, I don't think you heard anyone talk about these things before.
No.
I did. That's how much I studied.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in my first nationalist, 1989, I've used chromium. I've used glucose tolerance factor chromium, GTF chromium. No one ever heard about it. I mean, creatine wasn't even on the market. I used medical creatine, creatine phosphate injectable. I was introduced to glutamine in 1992.
Wow.
You know what I mean, basically? But they've showed me, I took interest, and I kept learning. I even do supplementation. I was way advanced, and I'm not gonna hold back. I'm still way more advanced than most people in the supplement industry. You mean whey protein? It should be fortified with glycine, because every single bodybuilder eats chicken breast and lean meat to counterbalance those side effects. You mean pre-workouts are shit. If you look in deep how bad caffeine is to put muscle on, and how it works on protein synthesis, you shouldn't use caffeine. But every pre-workout now, it's caffeine. Now, shall you use caffeine? Just enough to give you a kickstart. But don't load yourself. Anyone who sits and he talks that he knows about supplements and push pre-workouts, he's either a con who got no idea what he's talking about.
Or he's selling his own product.
Yeah, you mean? He's either a con, like, like, there's so much more things. Think about it. Training your biceps, your arms are this big. And training your back and your quads, your muscles are this big. There should be one pre-workout specifically for one thing and one pre-workout specifically for something else, because you do two different things. You know what I mean? For me, it was instinct. I used to run long before. And when I came to Australia, I did a lot of programs, supplement programs for elite athletes when I was with Musashi, basically.
Yeah.
It takes 1 week to do a program. But with a triathlete, the physical state and the psychological state when he starts until in the middle, until he finishes, is different. So if you want to do a proper program for someone who's doing long distance running, the first thing you need to find the optimum weight. So let's say, straight number, his optimum weight is 100, right? If he starts the race at 100 kilos, by the time he goes halfway, he's down to 98 and he loses performance. So you need to make sure he starts at 102 or 103.
Right.
So middle of the race, it doesn't flatten out.
Right.
I mean, no one do these programs, but there's no one pays for these programs, so then you stop doing them. I mean, the amount of carbohydrates you drink after a big race, it should be a percentage of carbohydrates you consume in a day, but you don't scallop it down, because you need the body to absorb. So you sip it, and probably takes 1 hour to do the whole post-workout shake.
Yeah.
The ones who I've spoken with, and they were really advanced about these things, were cyclists.
Really?
I think when it comes to these things, and even like other things, I think they're the most advanced athletes I ever came across. I've learned a lot from cyclists. These things I'm talking about, I didn't mention. I mean, told me, and I'm like, wow, the bottle when you start racing here, even with an RL, for example, the bottle drinking here and the bottle at the last quarter of the game, it shouldn't be the same thing. It shouldn't be the same content.
Wow.
You mean here you are fresh, here you are depleted, here you got a high lactic acid.
Mm.
You mean this bottle shouldn't be the same. You mean
makes
American football, they got coaches for the defense and they have coaches for for everybody. And I in Australia got one coach fits all.
And it doesn't work that way.
And it doesn't work that way.
Well, mate, I tell you now, I'm going to have to sit down with you. We're going to have to go over this because I'm very fascinated.
For me, it's the same. That's why I like it. That's why I kept doing personal training, because there's always something to learn. When someone comes with a problem, I always go home and I'm like, shit.
Rather than giving them like you're finding where the cause is, not so
but
much.
I'm just curious. I just always want to know.
Yeah.
And I wake up and I said, and nowadays, you know how easy it is nowadays than the old days. I remember the first book I bought about nutrition, about an amino acids. I had to go get the bus, go to the city,
Yeah.
go to the bookstore,
Yeah.
order the book,
Yeah.
and then I go home, and then get a phone call that the book arrived, and I had to go freaking there, and then I get the book, and then it's the wrong book. Because you want to read the cover.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you the information. Now you go on ChatGPT, and in freaking 5 seconds, you got all the information you want. Yeah. Like, I tried it a few days ago, and I put like fillet, and I'm like, give me the breakdown of the amino acid of fillet, and then compare it, with this part of the cow, and give you a comparison next to each other. I'm like, this is what I used to do one by hand. It takes me freaking over 1 hour.
Oh my God, amino acids.
Because it's the key. When I was in the army, I started reading about everything, and I came across amino acids, and then I got hooked. And I didn't read about herbs, I didn't read about vitamins. For me, it was just amino acids. Every company I've worked with, that's why they liked me, because I knew exactly what I was talking about. Amino acids are powerful if you know how to use them properly.
Well, I'm going to start.
If you know how to use them properly. It's funny. I think I was possibly one of the few people I know that I knew the size of every amino acid from largest to smallest after each other.
Wow.
Because there's a reason behind it. You got veins and they keep getting narrower, smaller, to get the ones in the brain and the eyes.
Yeah.
Right? And when there's a big amino acid in front of a small amino acid, that one cannot reach because it gets blocked.
Wow.
So certain amino acids, you have to take them on empty stomach so they can go to the brain. Like, for example, if someone has a stroke, one amino acid that helps, it's inosine. Because inosine repairs the end of nerves. But in order for inosine to go all the way up there, it needs to be in absence with everything else.
Wow.
And it carries oxygen. So even if it's humid and you take a good scoop of inosine, you can feel you breathing again. Hardly anyone shops sell inosine because no one uses it anymore. But I knew every single amino acid, one by one, its job, what it does, what it tastes, the structure. For me, it was like I was freaking obsessed with it. I could open a tub of whatever, glycine, and look at it. I'm like, that's low grade. It should be like, glassy, and it should taste like sugar. Arginine tastes like freaking acid. Leucine, it's not water soluble.
Wow.
And just every single one of them. That's another thing. That's why I said about supplement companies, when they all follow the same freaking thing. There is no reason to use BCAAs when you're using whey protein.
So why use BCAAs when you're using whey protein?
You shouldn't, because you've got the milk, and then the milk is divided by 2. And you got casein, and you got whey.
Yeah.
Most of the BCAAs, it's in the whey protein. Right?
Yeah.
So it lacks glutamine, but high in BCAAs. Casein, it's high in glutamine and low in BCAAs. So taking BCAAs with whey protein on top of your chicken and beef, everything else, to be honest, doesn't make much sense.
Oh, well, I'm glad. I was thinking I'd be getting BCAAs.
But then you should load up on glutamine, because there's so many benefits on glutamine.
I think I've got glutamine at home. I've got to look it up.
When I used to coach, most of my athletes, they take about 40 grams of glutamine a day.
40 grams?
40. The way it works, in a simple way, how to explain, it doesn't work this way, but for everyone
Do you take it after training?
one big hit,
When? Before or after?
anytime.
Okay. Glutamine. Write that
It
down,
doesn't
Bruce.
work. It doesn't work this way, but to explain it in layman's terms, when you get stressed, your amino acids in your body get converted into glutamine, and glutamine got converted into glycogen. If there's a large amount of glutamine saturated in the blood, you stop the conversion of amino acids into glutamine. So glutamine, it's not an anabolic, but glutamine, it's anticatabolic. You mean? So if you're going in a meeting and you missed your meal, take 2 scoops of glutamine. At least you stop the conversion of amino acids into glutamine.
Okay.
You mean, it will help. You mean, if you're going to go to sleep and you're going to fast it for 8 hours, take glutamine. You mean, you're taking BCAAs and you try to push them inside the muscle, and then you're getting stressed, and those get pushed out again and turn into glucose.
Ah, right. Okay.
You mean, so and plus, glutamine is good for the inlining of the stomach, and it works at the memory part of the brain. So it's a win-win.
I've got glutamine. I don't think I've been having it lately. I don't know why. I've been having my creatine.
It's one thing I still use all the time. I always use glutamine.
Well, I'm gonna.
That's one of the amino acids. You don't have to take it on empty stomach.
You have to take it on.
You don't
empty?
have to.
Oh,
I mean, it's because it's too powerful.
Well, I'm gonna pick your brain.
It's the same thing. I'll give you another example. Same thing with arginine. I mean, it's the same thing with arginine. I don't know, people go to see the doctor, they do IVF, and they say, don't train. The doctor says don't train because it's affecting your sperm, which is true. It is true. Why? Because arginine, it's a big part of the ATP system, and it's a big part of the sperm reproduction. So when you train hard and you deplete your body from arginine, it will affect your sperm.
Right.
So the alternative, you supplement yourself with arginine. So when you
does that also give you an increase in testosterone?
No, sperm is sperm and testosterone is testosterone.
Oh, okay.
So when we say creatine, all creatine is 3 amino acids. It's a tripeptide that link together. So you got methionine, you got glycine, and you've got arginine, and those 3 together they make ATP, which is creatine. Right. So if you train a lot, and the body depletes from arginine because you're training, some other things going to suffer. So the more you train, the more you need to take off those 3.
Arginine,
glycine, and methionine.
Right.
You mean?
Does creatine have that?
Creatine is those they put together.
That's what
it's a
creatine
tripeptide.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a tripeptide. So, which is interesting as well. If you look, not long time ago, when someone overdoses on alcohol or paracetamol and he goes to hospital, they give him a drip of methionine or cysteine. Because creatine, cysteine, they're both sulfur, the only 2 sulfur amino acids, and they flush the liver.
Okay.
So if you go to the pub and you drink a big amount of cysteine or methionine and you wait, you should be sober much quicker.
Wow.
Because that's how it works. That's what they use also in hospitals. You mean to flush the liver out. Paracetamol is very dangerous because when you take it, if you take high dosage, it doesn't kill you, but it will get you a couple of hours later. It doesn't kill you on the spot, but hours later it will.
Wow. Well, I think you got me thinking, but
there's so much about supplements. There's so much about amino acids. There's so much about herbs. I'm not good with herbs.
Maybe we do a sit down. Maybe we do a YouTube on supplementation.
Yeah.
I think we should.
We've mentioned earlier, and I said it's a long story about maybe finish this one. It's about colostrum.
Yeah.
So I've been using colostrum since 1995, and I still use it. So when I say colostrum, you know what it is? It's the first milk that when a mother have a baby or a cow have a calf. And although they're both called colostrum, when you put them under a spectrograph, they don't even close. They're different. So, in the last semester, a woman, the mom, it passed her immune system to the baby. In the last semester, a cow doesn't. So a calf is born with zero immune system, right? The human colostrum is designed to strengthen the brain.
Mm.
That's as a matter of fact, a baby stays weak for a long time.
Mm.
The cow colostrum is designed to strengthen the muscle. Matter of fact, a calf after half an hour stands up and starts running. That's how powerful it is on muscle.
Wow.
Now, if you study it,
Colostrum, yeah?
yeah, if you study it, all the growth factors, they're about 100 times stronger than milk. It is so concentrated. You know what I mean? If you look before all this new science, but when there was polio, the vaccine of polio is colostrum.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So when you take colostrum, you put it on your mouth, it multiply the antibodies in your air pathways. So your mouth, your nose, your eyes, and your ears. And the easiest way to explain it, when someone sneezes airborne and the virus comes and hit you, you've got more soldiers at the front line to fight.
All right.
So when they take colostrum, hardly ever get sick.
Colostrum.
So with most of my clients, when they go on the plane and they're coming back from Europe on holidays, they all use colostrum on the plane.
Where do you buy from?
Any shop. So when you buy it, minimum, it have to be 20 IgG. That's how you measure this thing.
At the chemist?
I use Gentech.
Oh, Gentek's got
I
colostrum.
use Gentech. But, okay, I'm going to give a bit of an information. I call Nick and I'm like, he do a new batch. He goes, Charlie, this batch is 25 IgG. So I bought like 20 of them because it's a bit stronger.
Yeah.
You mean? But I know that his colostrum is good, so I just keep using his. You mean? But, again, same thing
Is
with the
it mixed
skim.
in with something?
No, just pure colostrum. It tastes like skimmed milk.
Or I'm going to have
So
to
put
look
it in
it
your
up.
mouth, just gargle it, just push it down or put it in the shake. But I prefer to put it in my mouth. There's research 2 weeks after that they used colostrum and they did a swab test that they found IgGs and IgAs on the tongue 2 weeks after they've used it.
Wow.
You mean
It's a
for
good
me?
muscle.
It is. Think about it when there was COVID, and all these experts are talking about the immune system, and no one mentioned colostrum at all, because no one knows about these things. As I said, I studied because for me, I just wanted to win.
Yeah, you did everything
You
possible.
mean, yeah, the highest colostrum we can get, it's 40 IgG. I don't think you can buy it anymore, 40. Now it's diluted to about 20. But 20 is still good.
And Gentek's, one of their products called colostrum.
Yeah, it's pure colostrum, basically. And it's 20 IgG.
I'm going to look into it.
No, it's good. I mean, it's really good. Same thing with, like I said before, with protein powder. If you're a hardcore bodybuilder, you need to find one protein powder which is high in glycine. The alternative, buy a tub of glycine, chuck it in the protein powder, and just shake it and throw it. You just make it yourself.
Glycine. I'm going to have to remember all that. I don't know about
That's
that.
why in the old days they say you eat the cow from the mouth to the tail. I mean, because each part of the cow have a different profile of amino acids.
What was again the last one you said?
Glycine.
Glycine.
Glycine. And glycine is important because it helps certain balance.
It's not L-glutamine.
No. It keeps balance in certain things, and it's one of the 3 amino acids for ATP, for creatine.
So glycine.
Glycine.
The other one was with Gentek. What was it?
Cholesterol.
Glycine, colostrum. I don't know. Let's go over the body. I don't know how, Chris, I'm going to have to ask you to give me the last 15 minutes of this podcast because I learned so much. Even not the last 30 minutes. Are you ready to go over the body?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go. Honestly, I think we should do one sit down for a whole hour and we go over this and we create a page.
Yeah, for me, it was. I don't want to say passion. I think it was more obsessed.
No, I think we're going to have to do something special with what you know. I think we do. And I think we'll put it up on YouTube and also give yourself links on our pages for people to go watch you. I'm going to organise that. All right, let's go over the body. I'm going to say a body part, and you're just going to give me one exercise. Don't worry about sets and reps because it doesn't.
Yeah.
Traps.
Shrugs.
Shrugs, all right. Delts, front.
Front delts. Front presses.
Front presses. Side delts.
Laterals.
Back, rear delts.
Bend over rows. Definite.
Bend over rows.
Yeah.
For rear delts.
I said back. That's what I said.
No, rear delts.
Bend over rows still. If I have to
Okay.
choose.
All right, then bend over rows again for
Back.
back, yeah. Chest.
Dips. Definitely dips.
Dips, I'm going to start doing dips. Abs.
What's that?
Yeah, okay, good. Bicep.
Can I be a bit more technical?
Yeah.
It depends the length of the long head and the short head.
Give me a long head.
Because if you got a long head, then you do hammer curls mostly. If you got a shorter head, they do mostly biceps, barbell curl.
Barbell curls.
Have you ever seen Arnold doing hammer curls photos or no? Hardly. Short head. Old school.
He wants to build a short head. Yeah.
Old school.
Tricep. So we should do more short
Overhead.
head. Overhead.
Yeah, extensions.
Extensions. Forearms.
Wrist curls.
Yeah. I'm gonna sneeze. Quads.
Oh man, they're all good. If I have to say, hex squat,
Hamstring.
single-legged, lying.
Lying single leg. Okay.
You know, from the last muscle I've managed to understand how I'm going to improve it, for me, it was the hamstrings.
Really? And did you come up with that single leg?
By coincidence, I was building the gym and I wasn't training. I was tired and I was doing single-legged lying leg curl because I didn't want to do both. My whole body shrunk and my hamstrings improved.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, from now on. And then by the time I finished competing, I had a decent hamstring.
Beautiful. Glutes.
I think cable hip thrust or barbell hip thrust.
Calves.
They're all important. Let's say standing.
Standing. Tibialis.
No one does that one. Reverse calf raises.
What's that?
Reverse
calf raises. Yeah, I know.
That's an important muscle. If
I
you have
know.
weak calves, if you improve the tibialis, your calf from the front looks bigger.
Well, I've been training for years because there's a tibialis machine, but you can also put you can actually just put a weight on your shoe and just lift it. Yeah. I've been doing it, and my calves have improved. Time to promotion. Where can we find you? Where can we find you on IG? What's your IG?
Is it Charlie or Charles Duca?
I think it's Charlie Duca.
Yeah,
Is
one
it
of
Charlie
those.
Duca? Charlie Duca. And obviously Camperdown Fitness, right? Yeah. I just want to say thank you, man.
Oh man, thanks a lot. I like to talk about these things, especially when it comes to supplements. Like, posing is good, but supplements was always my passion.
Well, I'm going to organise a moment where we're going to do a film and we're going to talk supplementation and we're just going to go through all of it. We're going to do that very soon, okay?
Yeah, I haven't opened a book since I freaking stopped competing, but things are still in my head because I've done it so many times. 27 years competing. You know what I mean? It's like...
I think we're going to do a supplementation. Trust me. We'll do it soon. We'll get the cameras and we'll sit down and we'll do supplementation. We'll do a class of supplementation for about an hour or so. I'm going to organise it. I think it'll be good. And we'll have it up on YouTube and it'll be linked to two of us and we'll get it. We'll have IG posts pointing towards it and people can get a lesson from you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone who wants to come and train with me, like one-off, like the 90s, my style, more than welcome.
I think I'm going to be one of them. So trust me.
More than welcome.
All right. I love that. Well, thank you so much, mate.
Thanks.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. Another podcast done with another wonderful guest. They're all greats, no matter who they are. So to continue what we're doing and to keep supporting you and bringing the very best, if you could subscribe, hit the notification bell, press like, it only helps us to grow this channel even further. We really appreciate the support and to go and find more all around the world. Bring them here to Muscle Talks podcast and share real, raw and honest conversation around a sport we love, bodybuilding. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching this podcast. Thank you for watching all podcasts. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking.